What's up, everybody? It's Talkin Brash, episode 37. A lot been going on. I've been working my ass off, which is why I had to change the schedule. And even now, I'm fucking tired. I barely find the time to do everything that I want because I've spread myself thin. I've agreed to like a lot of projects and a lot of different things that I said that I was gonna do and wanted to do. Um, But whatever, it's a good problem to have. I'm working hard, and I'm working hard here. I'm working on a Patreon project. Actually, if you don't already subscribe to my Patreon, it's up there on the screen somewhere. Yeah, Loki Guitar Official at Patreon. Um, I actually re-recorded some Gotham Road songs that we were going to use and do. Obviously, plans have changed, but I hate when this material just it's gonna go to waste, right? So I'm using Patreon to release that stuff and give like walkthroughs and like show people how I record them in Pro Tools with all the layers and everything that I've been working on and learning and doing. So head over to Patreon for exclusive content, songs, some covers, Pro Tools walkthroughs and stuff like that. Yeah. Also, I've agreed to do some collaboration work and some solo work, so I'll be doing some of that. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time, busy time for me. But yeah, man, it's all good. Coming up, I have Robby Benkovic tonight. You guys have he's one of the most requested people to have on the show ever. So tonight, I remember Robby coming up with us. I guess it must have been Darrow and taking JV's bass or whoever's bass from us and fucking jamming on some Misfits tunes. So I've known this kid since he was a little guy. Like he reminded me of like a young Joe. To be honest, if I'm honest, that's really when he was just a little kid. He reminded me of a young Joe. Now he's grown up to be more sophisticated version of himself. So everybody, Robby Benkovic, Robby Bloodshed. What's up, Robby? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
Fucking let's talk about your comeuppance, right? Like, so you started really fucking young. When did you get into when did you start playing instruments and getting into bands and music?
Like when I first started playing guitar, it was probably like 2007, 2008, and just learning regular shit, like Misfit songs, Ramon songs. My first Robby Bloodshed show though was June of 2010, and it was with Doomsday
Right
and the
on.
Sons
Oh,
of
it was
Anarchy.
Doomsday. Okay.
It was that was the first show as Robby Bloodshed. That was at the Nutley uh, Lodge,
Right.
Sonic Lodge. It was for the
I remember
WM3
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
WM3 benefit show. That was a fun little time. But yeah, that was the first time. That was my first Ride Watching show with you guys, and I think the time you're remembering about first seeing me. I forgot who I went on stage with. I think it's Zombie Mafia, and I did Where Eagles Dare.
Right.
That was about 2008. Rami always brings it up. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember Loki and I were watching. We saw those little kids screaming. You know what I mean?"
Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, me and Rami came out like, what the fuck is going on up there? Is that kid like 7? What's
2000. I was 11 years old.
Yeah. You started way younger than I didn't pick up a guitar until I was 15 years old, man. So
Yeah, but I wasn't good until maybe I was 15.
right on. People watching: Rick Carrillo, Richard Dicko North, Curtis Grant, Austin David Smith. What's going on, guys? Yeah, it's Freddie Mercury Jr. People are chatting it up. That's all I'm responding to. Walk me through when did you know that you wanted to pursue it a little more seriously? Like, because your dad was always around, very supportive and helping you do some stuff. But like, when did you really think that you were gonna take this a little more seriously?
Probably when I was around like 15, 16 when I started to realize that this is going to be all or nothing,
Mhm.
because a lot of the kids in school were, focusing, oh yeah, we're to do this, and I'm going to college, I'm doing this, and I want to be this when I grow up. I always wanted to be a musician. So around that time, I realized it's time to nut up or shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's when I really stepped it up, because my first tour was when I was 16 years old, and I did that with, it was Robby Bloodshed and Vigora, and we did a mini tour around, I think, like, should call it a tour, but it was a mini tour. But that was the first real out. You know what I mean? Going out,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we froze our nuts off in the van, going to Pittsburgh, West Virginia, New Jersey, and New York, um, in a weekend. And it was. I mean, that was the first time I got my feet wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
after that, that same year, we did a real tour for a couple of weeks. Ride Bloodshed and Vigor. That was in support of my album Main Street Betrayal that Jason produced, and we did two.
I didn't know that he produced your record.
Yeah, he produced that album. It was 2014. We did a full length with Steve Sade. Uh, did Main Street Betrayal, and he produced that.
Right. Yeah, Steve was awesome.
He was he was fucking legit, dude.
Yeah.
Legit. I don't know. He's working at a machine shop now. I haven't really
Yeah.
touched base with him in a little bit, but
When we were recording Plastic Smile, like he was trying to get in there really, really badly. Like he was trying really hard.
he
And I
deserved
think
to get in.
I think at the end of doing that, he finally got in there uh,
I
to work
recorded
and
one song with him at the machine shop. It's just too out of my price budget.
yeah, dude, it's too expensive over there.
So we just did a single. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's a legit fucking studio. I mean, that's
Oh yeah, Machine Shop is legit as fuck.
we did a single there, and it's just it's that I would love to do more stuff, but it's not reasonable
Yeah.
for me. You know what I mean? I'm sure for a major artist that's the going rate, but for me, I couldn't justify.
Uh, you were too young to have all these fucking, to grow up and find all these artists yourself. How did you find a lot of the music that you were into? Was it your dad that was like
Um,
instrumental in all that, or
uh, the only band really that the couple bands that my father got me into just by listening to in the car was the Misfits, Metallica, and Black Sabbath. Everything else, I kind of just stumbled upon. My father's not
yeah?
I mean, he likes punk rock, but he's not like a big punk rock guy in the sense of.
I forget who I'm talking to and how young you are because you're the part of the internet generation, and it's a lot easier to find fucking music like that, dude. For me, it was impossible, word of mouth, and to get the music. It's not like I could look it up on YouTube. YouTube didn't exist, so
Yeah, but
like,
man, like people, when I was young, the only band that I cared about, like when I was about 11, 10 years old, the only band I cared about was the Misfits. And even then, so when I was 10 years old, it was 2007. You couldn't really find many images, even back then, of the Misfits online. Like, I only saw one photo of Mr. Jim when I was
right?
10 years old. Or same with like French Icon. Like, I didn't know what the fuck these guys really looked like until years later. You know what I mean? So it makes sense, like what you're saying, like, oh yeah, it was the internet generation, but I only cared about one band, which was the Misfits.
Right.
So it was, I mean, it was just struggle to find anything. Misfits Central was the fucking Bible.
We're
There
having
was
some
only so much
connection.
on there.
We're having some connection problems,
The
but I think
Misfits, you
it's all
showed me
right.
Walking Around to Static Age. Hey, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay. But yeah, like my father got me into like the Misfits, and like he showed me Garage Days from Metallica and some Black Sabbath stuff, and then I just kind of started to really dive into punk rock and stuff like that, and then eventually whatever I listen to now, which is just a combination of shit.
Right. What was like after the Misfits? What were some of the bands that you were getting into and finding
The
that you really
Descendants
liked?
were huge.
Right.
The Descendants. Trying to think of other bands, like a lot of just classic rock. Like I love Blondie. Like I've really got into her. really, obviously, when I was like 15, 16, I really got into Queen, where I just went on overload.
You
Um,
did. You
yeah,
did.
but
Tell me about that. Tell
oh,
me like where, when, and how did this love affair with Queen start?
dude, like I
Which
was
is, I'm
listening
telling you
to,
right now, it's not a bad love affair. I mean, Queen is an exceptionally talented, great
dude,
fucking band.
it.
So,
The thing is that people don't understand is if you just know them from the greatest hits, it's like it's whatever. Those are great songs, but
mhm.
when you actually listen into an album of theirs front to back, as a musician, never mind as just a casual listener, you just blown away every time. Like the first time is I downloaded A Night at the Opera, which has Bohemian Rhapsody on it, and the opening song "Death on Two Legs" is fucking brutal. It's heavy and it's a crazy guitar, and I was just listening through my headphones and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this isn't what you would expect from this band that if you just listen to the greatest hits, because Death on Two Legs is a vicious song. Like, the lyrics are pretty messed up. I mean, Freddie's telling their old manager to commit suicide, and like, it's a metal intro. And
Right.
I just was like, holy shit, like, what else can I find from this band? So I mean, I downloaded every album, and every album has like a bunch of heavy like metal songs, and there's a couple punk rock songs, and it's just stuff that you wouldn't necessarily realize from just being a casual listener. That's why I'm such a huge fan, because they do so many different things, and that's why I became obsessed, because
Right.
I hate when an album just sounds like one big song. Yeah, like I truly believe that that's why bands sometimes need the songwriter needs to be influenced by many things, or they need to have multiple songwriters. Because when an album just sounds like one big song, it's boring for the
Right.
listener. I like cohesion. Don't get me wrong, but listening to the same song again, who the fuck wants to listen to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love
It's
about Queen. You know?
totally no. They had their hands in everything. I fallen victim to the you know, in Darrow for instance, or Doomsday, like where you're trying to the fine line of being cohesive and things sounding the same is fucking tough to walk, especially like I want the guitars to sound a certain way. Like I'm trying to stray away from like using the same tone on every song. It's
Mhm.
becoming more of a big deal for me. Like a lot of people will just like, all right, well, this is my tone for the whole record, and that'll be that. Like a lot of people fall victim to that. I did for sure, and that's something I also want to stray away from, and just to be more diverse and have more dynamics throughout a
Yeah.
record. Fucking what did you take lessons when you were a kid, or were you just like
Yeah. No.
picking up?
Totally.
Yeah,
Um.
what you?
No. I took lessons for like 2 months and I hated it. It just I wasn't learning. I wasn't
Right.
learning what I wanted to learn. So
Well,
I
what were you learning, and what did you want? What did you want to learn?
like I was learning like he basically first it wasn't fun. He was basically teaching me like Mary Had a Little Lamb and stuff like that, but it
Really?
wasn't
Okay.
even useful. It wasn't useful things in the sense of like very roughly, but like sheet music, but it wasn't going anywhere. Like he wasn't teaching me like stuff that I would be able to use in like regular rock music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I understand that classical music does have a huge part in it, but he wasn't teaching me why it would fit in it, how to incorporate it into music that I would actually play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just
Yeah.
learn
He
this.
he did not
There
grab
was
your
nothing.
interest.
There was no stuff.
There's there especially when you're teaching
No,
young. How old were you when you were taking lessons?
but probably like 8 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah. So when you're teaching young kids like that, you gotta do something that grabs their attention. You can't just be like, "Well, this is what we're doing today," and just have nothing that they can relate to. That's the whole reason to grab a kid's attention is to get what they're into and fucking and work it out in your game plan. You know what I mean? So that sucks. It just sounds like you had a really boring and bad teacher. You know?
I think he was garbage. I mean, I remember towards the end of the 2 months or so, like I brought Archangel from San Ana. I was like, can you teach me how to play this? And he was just so turned off. He was like, oh, you know,
It was below him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's I remember that clear as day. He just was not having it.
So did that turn you off from like taking lessons ever again, or just for a little while? Or
I never took lessons again. I just started trying to play like Misfit songs, Ramon songs, and I just learned basically how everything that I learned from today is trying to learn other people's music and then seeing like why everything works together and different finger places. That's a huge thing with Queen that Brian May taught me a lot is using different chords than the traditional fucking cowboy chord. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's something I try to do more and more as of recently is use unique things rather than a conventional rock and roll chord. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Um, what was your first instrument?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Yours was piano, no?
It was piano. I started at 6.
I wish I was that's one instrument that I do wish I was like I took a lesson or something for because I love playing piano, but I feel I'm limited because I don't know the ins and outs. Like I'm learning as I play it more and more because I play piano a lot. I do.
I feel like learning piano is the easiest it's ever been right now because I'm sure maybe to learn songs you've looked up tutorials on YouTube and shit like that. Like that program Synthesia.
Oh yeah.
It is just laid out so perfectly for you to learn the song, but then you can make it out yourself. Like once you know the song, you can figure out why you fucking do certain things. With octaves and the chord structures and shit like that. So
I've used that before.
Yeah, it's to me. I wish someone had laid it out like that when I was learning and a lot younger. Because it's so easy to fucking learn now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And when do you play drums too? Because I know I play drums.
To say I play drums is an overstatement. That's like I can get behind the kit, sit in the chair.
I saw you doing a drum solo over Paul Klein fucking dingbats.
I know how to play some things like just from like being around musicians and drummers all my life. So I can get back there and play really basic, simple shit, but I am no drummer. You know what I mean? Like, I just know the basics, and that's that. Have you seen Joe ever play the drums? Like, I'm a little better than Joe, but that's not saying much. I may have lost Robby. I don't know. He's frozen there. Is Robby frozen for everyone else or just me? Tell me, guys. But yeah, it's funny to think that he just said that I play the drums. Like in my head, I can play. Like I can visualize it. I can see all the hand movements. Yeah, my brain is a good drummer, but my physical body is not a good drummer. Yeah, he is frozen for everyone. Yeah. He's gone. Look, so now we get 2 of me. We'll work with 2 of me for a while. Oh well, I don't know what happened to him. He's got like I thought Jersey had good internet. You know? What's going on? He's over there down in the basement somewhere.
Hello? You hear me?
Oh, there he is. Yeah, you're back now. You're back now. All right, hold on. Let's get you back on the screen. Yeah, you froze, but it's all good. So yeah, as I was saying before, in my brain is a good drummer. My physical body is not. And he's frozen again. Oh, there he is. But drumming, yeah, drums are probably the least thing I'm good at. But I become really good at fucking programming them. I can program drums like a beast.
What do you program them
in? Superior Drummer 3.
Okay. I've been monkeying around with I use Contact. I use Abbey Road drum just for demos and stuff like that.
Right.
But the Abbey Road is pretty good, and then whatever else Logic drummer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just for
Mark
demos.
Mark Polin is on here, and he's telling me that I'm good at explaining drum parts because he filled in for Graves at one point. I think he did a Canada tour with us, and I had to teach Mark all the songs, and like I would fucking explain to him how to like do certain fills. So I guess I'm pretty good at explaining the parts. All right, that's good to know.
Oh man,
Mark is in your band now.
oh he's been in it for what's 20, about 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Longer, almost 6-7 years.
Were you playing with him already when he did the tour with us or no?
Yeah.
I think you might have, yeah. Because I think
No,
when I was jamming with Mark,
that was 20.
yeah, when I was jamming with Mark, Vegora bought that tour vehicle that they were gonna tour in, and I told Mark right in the driveway, as they were working on the truck, I'm like, you guys are going to break up if you tour in this. Like, this is a van or an RV that breaks a band up. You will stop being a band after this tour. Sure as shit, Vegora broke up right after that tour.
Well, like on paper, it was a good idea to get that RV.
Right.
When we did it. But no, like Johnny left after that tour, but it's because he was moving to Georgia.
Right.
And then I left, and the same time Mark left last year. But it was a very what's the word, civil leaving. Like I still talk to Peter all the time. Like,
yeah,
it's how a band should act when we go, like, when I leave or something, because there's no hard feelings. We still talk. We're doing the show with them, Robby Bloodshed and Vegora,
right.
in December 5th in Providence. So it's not like there was bad blood or anything. It's how a band should act when members leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just remember seeing that fucking RV, and I'm like, if you guys make it back alive, you certainly won't tour with each other again. Because like this, I'm telling you, like being in a situation like that, it just fucks your mentality and it fucks morale up. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
it was so tough.
I knew that coming back from that, there was gonna be like issues just because of going across the country in that thing.
It was tough.
Yeah,
it was really fucking, especially because we broke down in Texas for a week.
And that thing went off fire, right?
No, that was the van before that.
Oh, okay.
No, that van, that RV, the RV might have caught on fire too. I don't even fucking know.
Right.
But
maybe they just set it on fire on purpose. I don't know. Who knows?
It was, the thing is, it was comfortable to ride in. That wasn't the problem. The problem is it had no power. So
that thing was a death trap, bro. That thing was a death trap. You guys are lucky that nothing happened, because that thing was a rolling death machine.
We basically almost died in Texas.
Tell me what happened, because I actually don't know the story.
Oh, well, so we stayed by Adam Salazar's house, and then the RV broke down. El
Paso, Texas is a place where things go to die.
That's where both vans died, both in El Paso. And maybe Adam's putting sugar in the fucking gas tank or something.
We also broke down. We broke down multiple times, either going from San Antonio to El Paso or in El Paso itself. Like, we've broken down several times.
It's so hot, man.
Yeah,
it's just so hot. I don't think cars could take it.
No.
But so we were leaving El Paso, and we were on the way to San Antonio. We were playing in San Antonio, and we were about 30 minutes west of San Antonio when the RV just shit the bed. We blew a gasket, and they towed us to a mechanic shop. The mechanic shop in Kerrville, Texas, some little fucking nowhere, said, yeah, we could fix it. It's going to take about a week and about, I think they said something like $3,000, $4,000. We're like, absolutely no way. So we pushed the RV to the side street right next to the mechanic shop, and Johnny, with some hand tools, worked on it for a week. And what's fucked up is we would call these mobile mechanics to
Right.
come, and they would just never show up. They
Oh,
would never
really?
show up. It's, oh yeah, we'll be there in about a half hour, an hour. 3 hours go by. They would just leave us hanging. It was the most messed up thing ever. And it's funny because I still have some of the numbers from those mobile mechanics that would say they would come. I would phone prank them every so often.
Right.
But a week later, like we had actually, what's funny is we had a
Adam
night.
Salazar's on the stream right now, and he's checking in. So is Bernadette.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Um, we so th- we get towed to that thing, and that night we have a show in San Antonio, and I forget who picked this up. One of the guys from a band that was playing there picked us up and brought our trailer with us so we could play the show and at least make a couple bucks. And while we were there, we were on Craigslist and we found the head gasket that we needed for the RV. So at the end of the show, we needed a ride back. Nobody was able to give us a ride back to the fucking camper 30 minutes west. There's this fucking drunk guy. This fucking drunk guy. Forget his fucking name. And he was like an army vet. He was nuts. He was about 60 years old. And he's telling us, he was like, oh man, I got to drop you guys off quick. I got a couple hookers back at the bar. And fucking, maybe his name was Tito. I forget his goddamn name. If Mark's on the stream, Mark, what was the guy's name? So we got a picture with the freaking guy. Anyways, he's driving us back, and we stop at he's like, I gotta get all right. And Mark is, meanwhile, we're all squeezed into this guy's little pickup truck, and Mark's in the fucking bed of the thing. Meanwhile, this guy is wasted beyond friggin'. So we're at a gas station. This fucking guy, he must have thought that we were gonna back him up or something. And there's this trucker gassing up, and this guy goes, "What the fuck you looking at? What the fuck's wrong with you?" And we're just thinking like, what the hell's going on here? And he probably thought that we were gonna back him. He's going, "Are you fucking gay, man? What's fucking wrong with you?" Around the area for another mine. CD. We were in the RV waiting for Johnny to make it
Mark
work again for a week.
Mark Polin saying the guy's name was T-Rex.
T-Rex. All right, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was an insane time, but we made it. The only reason we made it was because this little restaurant across the street saw that we were just these broken down assholes, and they would give us sandwiches at the end of the day, and that's how we survived. Yeah. So it was no bed of roses. Yeah, I mean it was fucking difficult, dude.
Yeah. No, Rick Rio. So Robby is lagging a little bit. We just got to suffer through it. He's got that Michael Gray's internet. You know what I'm saying? So he's got. So we got to deal with it a little bit, but it's fine.
I can download Zoom and go upstairs. The only reason I'm not upstairs where the Wi-Fi is strong is so I can the mic. Would you rather?
Yeah, because it's lagging
What would
pretty
you rather
hard.
me-
I think you should definitely just use your phone and
Okay.
just use that link, sign back in, and for now, I'll just take it solo. All right.
I gotta download Zoom, right?
Yeah, you got to download that shit.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, goodbye. All right, so for now, we will. I gotta take. He's just gonna leave his computer on. Hold on, I gotta remove him. Okay. He's just walked away from the computer and left, and there he goes. Hilarious. How the fuck? Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. Um, Adam, it's good to see you, man. I remember, Adam. Maybe you can tell me. I mean, we were breaking down every time we were going to either to or from El Paso, and like in multiple bands, and like we did it in the Graves Crew. But we also did we not do it in Darrow? Did we break down with Darrow? Because I remember I felt so bad for you. It seems like for a long time it just seemed like maybe you thought we hated El Paso. We were canceling El Paso shows, but it was always legit, man. Like it was always legit. We were always breaking down for real. El Paso is real. The El Paso curse is real. Here he comes. Hold on, Robby.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second, all right? I gotta find the imposter Robby. You're still signed on the computer.
Oh,
Hold on. All right. Cool.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Sweet. Sorry about that. I thought I was
That's
gonna
all
be
good.
fancy using a freaking microphone, and fucking that's what I got.
Now we're working.
Cool.
Adam Salazar saying that he overheats going to work with his car. Summer's End broke down there. That's right. Summer's End broke down, but I could have swore something happened also in Darrow. But I remember the one time, like the trailer tire, the fucking either the trailer tire blew or the fucking wheel hub fucking just popped right the fuck out. There's a lot of things that always happen in El Paso. We always had the worst luck in El Paso. San Antonio too. We were going. My friend Tito was a talent buyer at the Rock Box in San Antonio, and we had a few days off, and we just crashed at the Rock Box, just hanging out. And I remember going to Adam's house because he booked our show in El Paso. We're saying goodbye to Tito. Dude, we all get in the van. The van's running, right? We go to put the van in drive, and Tarvan just died straight in San Antonio. The fucking engine blew a gasket. We had to rebuild the engine.
You guys, that was your van?
Yeah, it was our van.
That was your van?
Yeah.
What was that? What kind of van was that? Do you remember?
I'm thinking it was in a Ford E350.
Yeah, I remember we had a Ford Econoline, I believe.
Yeah.
Ford, I mean, they're great. You know what I mean? They're great.
But yeah, El Paso is always the curse of fucking El Paso.
I think Adam's doing something to our vans.
Adam is doing something. Yeah.
But no, it's too hot, man. It's just way too hot. That's what it comes down to. You know,
I remember that in the Graves tours we were missing like half of the shows that were supposed to be played in El Paso. We never made it there. And I felt bad for Adam because he was like hooking most of these up. I'm like, man, this guy thinks either we hate El Paso or
who was? Were you in the band with Graves when they were supposed to play with Bloodshed? I think in El Paso or something, and
that was before our time. That was
because didn't he get arrested for weed or something like that? They were supposed to do a double bill.
That was in Brownsville, Texas.
Okay, I knew it was Texas or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't in the band then. So that was a Bobby Bloodfeast production.
Oh, great!
So you can only imagine what happened there.
What's it
and
called?
like, listen. When the guy's name is on the fucking marquee, anybody else take the fall for a fucking bag of weed. Like anybody else, especially a guy that's not in the band, like Bob. Bob should have fucking taken that shit and fucking taken the blame. That's just the way it goes for if you're gonna be in a touring band. That's 101, dude. Someone else has got to take the fall, not the guy that we need to play a show. Sorry, just fucking take the hit, dude. We'll fucking bail you out. I'll pay your lawyer fees, whatever you need. Fucking, but Bobby should have taken that fall there. That's just me. That's the New Jersey in me. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Like,
that's like when you fucking. I remember hearing the story that you were like, when you were in the Vigora, when you played guitar for Vigora, you guys were in the boxcar, and
dude,
there was some guy, and Johnny freaking almost ran over ran off the trucker. So then you're outside and you're telling the cop, "Oh yeah, I saw some fucking guys. I almost ran off the car over there."
Dude, that was a nightmare because like I couldn't see anything. There was no windows. Like, so all I could hear was this truck horn just going, and like I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna die right now? Because there's no seatbelts back there. I'm in a lawn chair next to all this equipment and fucking just hanging out in the back. If we hit something or someone hit us, we just would have flown around all in the back with all the equipment.
That's amazing.
I definitely would have died.
Oh god. I joined. That was 2012.
It's hard to remember, but yeah, that sounds right.
I joined a year and a half later. That was early 2014, or sometime 2014 is when I started touring with those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty epic.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, I'm just filling in here. You can't take a little bit of care of me, like, you know, like, what's going on back here?
That's pretty good, man.
That's right. It took us a long time to realize there was a light in the back. We were using like flashlights to see inside the box truck, and for like, I was using my GPS on my phone to know where we were. Like, like that's how bad it was, dude. It was bad. I can't believe I did that, and I was a good sport about it because at that point, 2012, I'm already OG in the game. Like, you know, like here I am sitting in this fucking box truck for Vigora, whatever. I didn't complain once. I just did it.
I think the first time I hung out with you was maybe a year or two before that. Like, we were in a car driving to see Michael Graves play at Europa. Right? We picked.
Right.
I forget whomever we drove. We picked you up and we got you. We went to where is that? Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn. But yeah, I think that was the first time we hung out. That was shortly before. That was I think 2011 or 2010.
Was that the time Marky Ramone was at the show?
Yes, Marky Ramone was there. Yes.
Yeah. I remember.
It was that was a strange. It's a cool venue, but I don't even think they do shows anymore. Do they?
Probably not. I don't know. I've been out of the New Jersey area for like 5 years now. I can't even believe it. I've been living in
really
Nashville
that long?
for 5 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't realize you were gone that long.
Yeah.
You know?
Me neither. I've been on tour the whole time, so like.
Yeah. No, that was.
But yeah, fucking yeah, I remember Marky being there because I had just been jamming with him and doing a whole bunch of stuff with Marky. So yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, that was fun. Those Europa shows were cool to hang out at. You know, it's a weird vibe, and I was young. I'm surprised they let me in because I don't think they were all 8 shows.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. You probably got away with that a whole bunch of times though, right? No.
I was only kicked out of a club once. And it was in New York, and it was like 4 months before my birthday. Of being 21.
Were you playing? Or were we supposed to play that night?
I only kicked out of one. I was supposed to play, and I got kicked out. And it was 4 months before my 21st birthday.
That sucks.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I've toured fucking all of America. And this is when you fucking bust my balls. You know? That's crazy, too. Like, when we played like Chicago and stuff when I was 17, they never ID'd me. They never carded me. You know, so that I'm surprised. I mean, it's only 6 years ago, but still, that still surprises me that I didn't get carded or anything. I guess
How old
they
are you
wouldn't
now?
expect. I'm 23.
23.
Turning 24 in April.
God damn. Seems like you're so much older because I fucking have known you forever, but
yeah, you know. So what did you think of the album that I sent you? Running Out of Time,
dude. You have grown so much. I'm proud of you, honestly. Like, you've grown so much. But I also do want to talk about this because when I heard how many fucking tracks there were, I felt bad for Sean, and I'm surprised he didn't slap the shit out of you.
We put that guy through hell. We did. You know? I mean, it took 6 months to mix, but we put that guy through hell. We really did. Like, I don't know how he did it, but he did it well.
Yeah. Well, where did you track it, first of all?
Mark engineered basically that entire album, except for the drums, just because we wanted to focus just on his performance for the drums. Right. So we tracked that actually at Brady Street, where you recorded your first Darrow album.
Right. So Brendan did the drums there?
No, it was do you know Mikhail?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Mikhail recorded the drums, and then Mark did everything else.
Right on.
But
and now
I don't think we could have done it any other way.
So talk to me about these tracks. What were 150 tracks? What did you do?
So like the vocals, the harmonies, especially, there's just that many harmonies, and we would double them. Just because, like, especially, like, I picture exactly what I doubled. Like, during the choruses, there's woes and then ahs. So what we would do is, I did it with my buddy Tom. I would do a harmony and then a counter harmony to that one, and then he would do it and do another different counter harmony, and then, like, I could do a real low register, and then I started doing really high falsettos. So when you go through all the building blocks to it, it just turned out to be like that alone was probably like 30 something vocals. And then you get into the regular harmonies of like just the verses and the choruses, and it just came out to be like 70 vocals.
God damn.
And then we used a crazy amount of mics too for the drums. We did like a lot of room mics, and then we did something that I don't think a lot of bands do anymore, is what we tracked the mics on top of the toms, then we put them inside. We took the resonant head off and put it inside, so it captured like a real like boomy sound.
Right.
And then there were a million guitars on the album and whatnot. So it just, every song has over like 100 tracks on it.
Holy shit! I am so happy I am not Sean.
Yeah.
What was his? For the audience, I mean, you told me his response, but like tell these people, like, all right, so you track it somewhere else, and then you give this guy these fucking tracks to mix.
Granted, they were organized and they were all cleaned up for ahead of time.
Right.
But I mean, it was just that amount is just insane for anybody.
What does Sean say as soon as he did you prep him? Did you tell him?
He said,
what was
as
going
you
on?
know. Dude, I mean, I did tell him, I was like, man, like, even Mark can attest to this. We said to him, like, dude, this is an insanely huge album. He's like, oh, okay, great. Like, probably just not realizing when I say it's an insanely huge, like, I'm not just talking fucking generic fucking, you know, like a big album. No, this is fucking no bullshit. And so he said to me, he's like, as you know, there's 170 tracks on the first track. That's about 4 times the amount a regular album has. So it's going to take me 4 times as long to complete the album.
Did
I
charge
was like,
you 4 times the amount?
No, he was a good sport with that. But I made sure to pay up front. I mean,
Right.
I didn't. There's one thing I'm not a stickler when it comes to paying people. Like I will make sure they're compensated in advance. So
Mark is saying that the next album, you're going to consolidate vocal takes.
Yeah. Yeah. For the next, we actually have a cool plan ahead for the next. We're going to release an EP later next year. This spring, we're going to rent a cabin in the Poconos, just like a really, really tall cabin, and capture just massive drum sounds with like wooden reflections and whatnot, and just spend 4 days in the mountains, no distractions, no nothing.
Yeah.
Do as much pre-production as we can, like any really intricate stuff like that we know is going to take longer than 4 days, like piano bits and like intricate solos and stuff like that. But the real meat and potatoes we'll do in that weekend at this cabin in the Poconos. So that's the plan for the next EP. I think that'll be really cool, and it'll like force us to really just know our shit and don't go overboard. You know what I mean?
Is it easy for you to go overboard?
Very.
Are you the guy that's stoking all the overboard stuff?
Oh yeah, there's no ending. There's no ending.
Mark doesn't rein you back, like.
Well, the thing is, like, they all make sense. Like, as much as it was insane for the album Running Out of Time, there was nothing there that was like, why? There always has to be a reason. And my reasoning was on Running Out of Time. If you listen, there's no verse in that album that simply repeats. There's always something, and that's just basic music theory. There should always be something new for the listener to listen to throughout the song. Nothing should repeat. Whether it be just another harmony, a little piano part, a little guitar lick, there should be something new within every verse, every chorus, rather than just repeating it. And that's what happened, is like, we just kept piling on. Right. And that's why it is massive like that. Just because I didn't want anything to simply repeat, and nothing does repeat on the album. You know?
Jeff Rummis is saying, "What's up?" He's just stopping in.
Jeff.
Do you know the Austin David Smith?
Yeah, Smitty.
He said he did a couple of backups also. Is that true?
Yeah, he recorded some of his stuff. I had to auto to him a little bit, right, Smitty? No, he did. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Jeff Rummis is just saying that it's very Paul McCartney style to never repeat.
It's true
throughout the song.
It's true that that you should never. I'm a firm believer. If you're just repeating a verse again or repeating a chorus again, there's really not much you're trying to say. I mean, every great, like, even just basic punk rock songs, there's always something, even if you don't initially realize it. If you listen back, I'm sure there's something, even if it's just an extra rhythm guitar to beef it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know that. You know?
Even parts like I don't know, drum parts. I'm always very cognizant to change at least something, whether it's the beat, the part, a fill, the guitar for sure. You know, sometimes it's muted, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'll throw in a different kind of trill, just something else, anything else to make one part different from the next.
Totally, my 100%. You have to be that way, man. You really do.
He's saying that you played his wedding last year. Is that true?
Yeah, we
with the most rare set list of all time.
Yeah, we did some crazy shit.
What'd you do?
Mark, Jesse, and I, we practiced a bit. We played like 30 songs. We did a Michael Gray. We did Saturday Night.
Right.
We did Then She Kissed Me, the Kiss version.
Right.
We did I Want to Break Free. We did I'm trying to think. We did About a Girl.
That's awesome.
There was a bunch of songs, man. Like, it's just like oddball songs, but it was fun. It was really.
Did you dress up wedding band style or?
Oh yeah, because Mark officiated the wedding. Like, it was at a beautiful mansion too, in Wilkes-Barre. Yeah, Mark officiated, and then I played. There was a huge grand piano there, and when Smitty's wife walked down the aisle, I played the wedding march. And then Smitty is in a music video of ours called "The Man of Plan," and I stab him in it. And so I played that song on piano, a piano version of it. It's a punk rock song, but I played on piano while he's walking down the aisle. So it was a fun time. It was a really cool experience. You know?
That's awesome.
It's different. It's dude, it's freaking nerve-wracking to play like a wedding as opposed. I don't know. Have you ever played a wedding?
No.
It's a different.
A lot of people have asked, and I have declined just about every person there.
Why?
Like, you know, especially if it's my friends, like, if I'm gonna go to my friend's wedding, I'd rather not have the pressure of fucking playing. And it is like you said, dude. It's a lot of pressure to fucking. You want to make their day perfect.
Exactly.
I would probably do it for a complete stranger. I don't think I would have that much of a problem doing it. But a friend, like, because friends have asked me, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I'll just show up and hang out and fucking support you. But like, I am not playing your wedding.
It's tough, dude, because it's a different atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's a different atmosphere, but it was a fun day.
It's a day that they want to remember the rest of their fucking lives, right? And like, do you want to be like, oh, remember Loki fucked up every song? Nah, dude, don't want that.
That's what we did. We rehearsed our nuts off the day before. Like, we knew what we had to do, you know. So I mean, it was nerve-wracking, but it was really fun in the end. Like, and I would do that. I love weddings are fun to play, man. I mean, I don't know, because the thing is, like, Smitty's a fan of the music, and we like similar songs. That's why, like, he picked a bunch of songs that I knew I would be able to play. Right. Like, if it was just a regular Joe Schmo, I don't think I'd be able to do it, just because, like,
do like some top 40 shit.
Yeah, I would never be able to do that, man. You know, but playing like songs that I already have an idea of and whatnot isn't as big of a task, even though it is a big task, because just learning a song and then playing with a band, though, is totally different beasts. Yeah.
What's up, Jeremy? Let's see. Austin is saying, "Look, I got up and sang the best version of Hybrid Moments."
Oh yeah, at the end, he sang Hybrid Moments. I don't know about the best.
You got that. You got the Jersey accent, and like, dude, I kind of miss the Jersey accent. You know, like, you're the first guy I've talked to in a minute that's full blown fucking giving me the Jersey. Good to hear. I miss it, bro. I miss it. Like, when I go back up there, like, I miss the attitude, but only for a short amount of time, because after a while it gets old, right? Like, there's only so much you can be that I want to be, like, in the middle of, like, the rat race and all that shit. But I do miss a little bit of the Jersey attitude, the bad attitude.
You sold your house in.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's gone.
Yeah.
That was a cool place, you know. That's a nice area of New Jersey, you know. It's a real nice area, because it's different than, like, I live in Rochelle Park, which is right next to, like, Lodi and Paramus. That's a different kind of New Jersey, I feel, than
it is.
Even though you were just 25 minutes north, it's a different feel, man.
They look down. That town looked down at us in that section of the fucking hood, Woodcliff Lake, because that was like the low income housing projects of Woodcliff Lake. So that the town probably fought tooth and nail to not have that there at all. But the state, I think the state made it mandatory for every town in Bergen County to have a certain amount of low income housing. So, like, the police department, the fucking residents, like, everyone looked at us like the low class, low lives of Woodcliff Lake. You know what I mean?
Really,
like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, super snobby up there. Like, people, there are rich motherfuckers up there. In fact, like, there's a lot of sports stars, like athletes and musicians and actors that all have, like, $1 million mansions, like, right outside along the same road.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, people looked at us like, oh, look at these scum living over here in the low income housing. And, like, you know, I'd have to go to school with these fucking people, like, and they all have, like, even as kids, like juniors and seniors, they all have, like, BMWs and Mercedes and you name it.
That's
and
great.
here I am in this beat up Honda Civic from 1987, you know. Like, whatever.
Hey, I had a Honda Civic. It was 96 Honda Civic for a while. You know, it is what it is. You know.
Let's see. Jeremy finally got around to see this live. Mr. Carlos. Yeah, Jeremy, glad to fucking see you fucking still kicking, dude. It's been a minute since we talked, so happy to see you on the stream. Let's talk about your growth from the last record to this record. Like,
okay.
Your approach to making the music was obviously different. What was it like a very conscious thing, or was it just a natural progression of things?
The thing is, like, the album before this I put out in 2018, 21 and on. It was definitely, like, you could tell what direction I was going to go into. But the thing is, we approached it way smarter, I feel. And, like, really, what's different with this album that was, I think, way better for Mark was we recorded everything to the metronome and then had Mark do everything last, drums last, which is pretty unconventional. Usually it's always drums first and then you build off the drums. But if you're doing it to a metronome, you really don't need to. You know what I mean? And Mark was able, that's why like there's a lot of cool drum parts on the album for Running Out of Time, because Mark was able to play off of little piano trills and like little guitar parts or little vocal parts. And there's a lot of that throughout the album that I don't think would have been able to be possible if we did drums first and then built off that. But it was, you know, like Running Out of Time is, I think, just more cohesive than 21 and On, because 21 and On, there's some experimental tracks on it. Like there's like a disco track and then there's like a bluesy type track. And it was fun to do and it was a great experiment. But Running Out of Time is way more cohesive while still being experimental. Like every song belonged on the album, but even though every song belonged there, they didn't sound like one song. You know what I mean? They're different kinds of songs. And that's what I feel Running Out of Time like really is a strong point, where it's experimental, but every song belongs and it's like all rock. You know what I mean?
Right. Gotcha. What's your pre-production fucking process like then?
It's different now that because I recorded Running Out of Time before I had any home setup.
Okay.
But for that, like what I would do is I would go to Mark's and we would record just the basic shit. And I would say like, oh yeah, I'm thinking like, we want this, we want this, we want this. And then we would just build on it. You know what I mean? And, but for the new stuff, because I'm able to demo at home, I'll program fake drums of roughly what I want Mark to do. And then I'll actually play like a rough track, because I could record drums from home now. And then I'll play all my instruments and rough vocals and shit to that. And then I'll show Mark and then he'll do his thing. He'll be like, all right, I want to do this. I want to do that. I basically gave him like the baby steps and then he takes it to whatever level.
Is it just you and Mark that are the main members, or do you have a set band?
No, the set band is me, Mark, Jesse, and Alex. It's not, Alex Kopek.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, those are the four like main members.
So Alex, like that is the set band.
That is the set, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's like every show is going to be that.
Because the new trend lately is to have just a carousel of fucking musicians coming in there. Because, and I know why, I don't talk shit about it, but I know the reasoning. It's hard to find dedicated musicians that are in it to win it. So I don't begrudge anyone for having just the revolving door musicians play. Like Goolsby does it. Like Emilio just put out Dark Ride. He's gonna do it. It's a smart play, so you don't have to rely on someone that doesn't necessarily have the commitment that you would. You know what I mean?
While I agree, like that in that sense, it is smart. The problem that I think is you don't have the chemistry that you build up every time you play. Like that's why Mark, Jesse, and I have been the foundation of the band for years now, because I feel every time we play together, we just get more and more chemistry. We lock into one another more and more. You know what I mean? Like you start to just feed off of one another.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you just
get it. I totally get it. I just also know the other.
Yeah, of course.
Why they would choose not to do one thing all the time. It's hard.
No, I hear you. I mean, it makes sense. It's just you miss that cohesiveness. You miss that like chemistry that you build by playing with the same guys. You know, you start to think there's definitely songs on the new EP like I wrote in mind having Jesse play bass on it and like his style. And the same with Mark. Like I know what kind of beats Mark likes, and I wrote specifically like a couple of songs. All right, Mark likes to do this kind of thing. Let me write that in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you play to each other's strengths.
That's probably why I had grown to love the last iteration of what we were doing in Graves, because I had played with those dudes. So we were touring like no one's fucking business. And Adam and Howie, dude, like I just felt like that we gelled more than any other lineup even had an opportunity to have gelled. We were just playing so much that like to me that was the lineup. Like I know a lot of people didn't get to see it because we were doing shit overseas and stuff like that. But like, man, like I felt like that was a band. You know, we were a band with those guys.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense. You know,
people are saying Mark, Jesse, and Alex are great. So yeah, lots of props to the rest of your band.
Yeah, and Newey, like they're all Mark plays the majority of the drums on Running Out of Time. I play a couple tracks, but like the new EP that we're gonna do, everybody's gonna do their parts. Like,
so everyone contributes to writing or no?
On the new EP, yes.
Yeah.
Even on Running Out of Time, like Jesse co-wrote a song, Alex co-wrote a couple songs. On the new EP, Mark and I co-wrote, wrote a song together, and Jesse and I wrote some stuff together. So yeah, like they're a part of the writing process. I'm the majority of it, but they do lend their hands, you know. So I'm excited to do the next EP because, dude, it's crazy, but like we started recording Running Out of Time in 2018, and because of COVID, we were never able to tour on it. So these songs are getting stale for me almost, and it sucks because we only played we played like 5 shows with these new songs before COVID really shut everything down. So I'm like, fuck, like I want to play these songs out, but I want to write new stuff because 2 years is old.
Yeah. That's also a fine line a musician has to walk that people don't get. Like these songs for you have become old, but like no one's gotten to see them, right? Like so
exactly.
So even though like you get bored with some shit, like you always have to remember in the back of your head, like, man, no, the people that enjoy the music, like they actually haven't gotten to see it yet. We can't get sick of it just yet.
Well, we practiced last week, and there's I think like 6 or 7 Running Out of Time songs on the set list now. So they're gonna be played out. I want to start. You know, we have a brand new song in the set list where I'm playing keys like distorted keys and stuff. So we're trying to like just work new shit into gradually.
Right.
You know. But it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. And I mean, you said that you have shows lined up.
Yep. And we have a show December 5th in Providence. And then I'm doing a one-off show with Mr. Jim on drums and my buddy Jamie from Rip Snorter in Florida. And that's
fuck yeah, I know Jamie.
Yeah, he's playing bass, and so we're just doing like a fun set of like my songs and Misfit songs with Mr. Jim. That's in Tampa in January. Then another thing we have is we were contacted by this record company called Least of All in Brooklyn, and they invited us. So Mark, Jesse, and I and Alex and this other guy Tom, who plays guitar with us occasionally, really good guitar player. We're gonna do a 3-piece guitar. This record company invited us to come down to Brooklyn, and we're gonna do a session direct to vinyl. So like we had people pre-order. We did, I think it was like 30 pre-orders, and then we cut it off because every vinyl, it's a 7-inch. Every vinyl is its own thing,
right?
Meaning we have to perform the songs 30 times, which is going to be a bitch. But it's cool because every single 7-inch is its own individual performance. We're doing that in early January, so that'll be cool.
Fucking A. Yeah, Jamie, dude, I know Jamie since like 2000. We crashed at his house like 2001 or 2.
Oh yeah,
because the original iteration of Graves with Chud and all them, they recorded a very punk rock version of "You Awful Me," and a bunch of other stuff at demos at Jamie's house in Minnesota when he lived in Minnesota.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, I remember Jamie from way back then, and I saw him on my last go around in Florida, like in Tampa. We played a place called the Brass Mug, and like he came and hung out for a little while.
That's cool. We Jamie and I, we did a Rip Snorter Robby Bloodshed collaboration. We did a music video and everything down in Florida. We released that last year.
Right on.
That was it was a cool time. He's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine, very close friend.
Yeah, Jamie's a good guy. It's so crazy, like the newer generation working with same people I fucking played with way back in the day. The 2001's a long time ago, man.
Yeah, no, dude, it meshes well, like because Jamie and I, we've done a couple of collaborations now, and like we just really work well together. We just understand one another, like
Right.
playing wise. So we did a couple of collaborations, but yeah, we did a music video last year, and that was real fun. That was real fun.
What for? What?
We original song that Jamie wrote,
Okay.
that we do like a duet on, and we both play guitars and stuff. Called "The Show Goes On." It was a tribute for. We actually got it was officially endorsed by the Mercury Phoenix Trust.
Right.
It's an AIDS foundation for Freddie Mercury, and they posted a huge thing, a nice thing on their website, and like they were endorsing it and whatnot. But yeah, we did a music video for them. Yeah, it was a good time. And we donated all that shit to them, so it was good. It was fun.
How the fuck? Walk me through your endorsement with the Brian May guitars. Like, how did that happen? What the fuck happened there?
So, I bought a red special from them in 2015, and I used it in a couple of music videos. And then there was this guy on Twitter tweeting the music videos and tagging them. And then they contacted me, and we were talking, and they said we would love to have you on like our artist registry and like give like exclusive deals, and like it was a very informal thing, but they treat me so well, and they were like, we'll give you discounts whenever you want, anytime you release anything, we promote you, and that's basically how it happened. They saw a couple of music videos, and I became really good friends with the main guy over there, and
Right.
he set me up, man. He really set me up, but it was really just word of mouth, which is crazy enough.
That's awesome.
They're the nicest company. Anything I ever ask, they always do. They're just a great company. And they take the time to like see what I'm doing. They'll like post beautiful like write-ups and whatnot. So
it's so cool when companies like that pay attention to artists like us. I'll include myself in there. Like, we're not a big deal in the large landscape of music, right? But these companies take us under their wing and help us out and push our stuff. Man, it's really fucking awesome that some of these companies take the time to help independent artists like us, man.
Yeah. I have nothing but good things to say about Brian May guitars, because they, like I said, they're just always so nice to me. Yeah. They're really so good.
That's awesome. That's awesome that was hooked up that way.
Yeah. No, it was really just word of mouth and just us, talking to one another and whatnot. Yeah.
So, because we had that interruption, you had to come in with a different line. Zoom's gonna make us hang up in 3 minutes.
Oh.
So, I could fucking set up a new room and send you another link, or
whatever you want to do.
I could just have you on another time also, because there's still more I want to talk to you about. Because coming up in the scene from Jersey, you've gotten to work with a lot of people that you look up to them, and then you're in their band working for them, and they're like, and then you're like, this guy wasn't as cool as I thought he was, And I'm sure it's not just one person that you feel that way about. I'm sure there's multiple people that you feel that way about. Because I have the same situation growing up in that scene too, where I work with these people. I'm like, man, it's a lot cooler from afar.
Yeah, if you want to just send me another link, we can continue on.
All right. So I'll hang up on you here. I'll send you another link now.
Sounds good.
All right, goodbye. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, when Zoom messed up before, it fucked up the whole thing. You got to be a Zoom monthly subscriber in order to fucking have conversations with more than just one other person. So it's whatever. We'll just fucking get a new room going. You just gotta bear with me as I set the new room up. Also, if you want me to ask specific questions to Robby, now's probably the time to write them in the comment section. Because I'm sure that I'm not going to know what you guys want to hear about. So, yeah, just let me know. Like Austin Davis Smith wants to know about Dr. Chud's ex-ward. So, yeah. Host a meeting. Yes, I'll do that. Man, I gotta tell you guys, I am fucking tired. I've been burning the candle from all ends. Because I'll work and then like I won't stop. Like I'll come home and like feel the need to probably work on stuff even more than I originally would have because I'm working. So I'll come home and make sure I really get a lot of time in with like guitar. I've been playing a lot of bass lately. So much bass lately. Copy invitation. All right. I'm sending Robby the link now. Bear with me, guys. Dicko, bro. I don't have anything. Wait, I have some gin, but I don't know if I want to do straight up shots of gin. But there is nothing left in this house to drink. The house is dry of everything. So unless you want to do me to do shots of gin right now, I don't know about that. All right, Robby, there's the new link. Get a couple of shots of the good stuff into you. Yeah, there's no good stuff here. There's some Hendrix gin that I can drink. Robby was also a Mr. Monster for a little bit. Is that true? I don't know exactly how true that is. Straight up gin is good for you. I don't know about that. All right, we're back. Hold on. Good. See that wasn't that painful.
No.
So, let's get into it. Just aside from Robby Bloodshed and doing your own thing, just describe to me your journey through music and meeting some other people and working with them. Like, who have you worked with? Who have you been in band with before?
I did a little bit with what's it called? This band called Deadly Nights.
Okay, who was in that?
That was Khan from the Zombie Mafia.
Okay.
And that did not end well. Did not end well. Then about a year or two after that, I was with Dr. Chud. And that did not end well.
Was that with X Ward or no?
Yeah, that was X Ward.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's really
did you play shows with them
yeah. And you know what's really sad is, so dude, we practiced as the X Ward. Me, Salvi, Ron. Do you know Ron Pachi?
I know of him. I don't know him.
So it was me, Sal, Ron Pachi, and the Merp.
Right.
And we practiced for like, because you gotta remember, so like Sal, like he forgets everything. He basically forgets everything that he learns if he doesn't play it after another like 2 months.
Right.
So we had to teach him basically how to play bass again after however long it was since, because you got to realize that X Ward show that I did in 2014, they hadn't played live since 2007.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we basically like just really learned the entire set from scratch.
Right.
And we practiced for like 2 months. Chud would come in once a week on the second month before the show. And we would literally like spend like 3 hours we basically met up every day, those guys, and practice. And we were so friggin' tight. Merp's the beast of a drummer. And when Ron's on, when he's on, he's an amazing guitar player. Like leads, he could play leads like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And so we practiced so much for that show. The show comes up. Chud gets into his activities. You know what I'm saying? And we fucking music so
define activities.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm fucking talking about. How about this? The first time I ever saw Chud, which was 2009. I don't want to go into this too much.
Right.
I don't want to talk brash the entire time.
Just
But,
give me a tip of the iceberg. Just give me
the first time
what's
I ever
floating on top of the water here.
First time I ever met Chud, he was dressed as a cop. He was playing bass for Sardonica. This was 2009 or 2008, and takes a jelly donut, snorts a line off the jelly donut, takes a bite, and throws it at the crowd. And think that's the first time I ever met him. So those are the kind of activities I'm talking about.
That's a hell of a first impression.
that's the first time I fucking met that guy.
All right.
So those kind of activities before we went on, and musically we were so freaking tight at that show. But then the vocals come in, and I mean, he can't sing, dude.
Right.
He can't sing. So that stuff on top of not being able.
Didn't you know that going in? Like, didn't you listen to the records?
You know, the records are not that bad. I mean, they're obviously like they're not good, but they're not bad. Like they're for horror punk standards, they're not.
Gotcha.
It's not garbage like that. I like the. I mean, I would never listen to it now just because I don't like Chud, but it's not a bad record. But live, he just can't sing. He cannot. Even in the studio now, I don't think he could sing, just because as time goes on, he's deafer and blinder. But yeah, it was a shame because dude, I was looking forward to that show, and we fucking I think it was like almost sold out that show.
Right.
Because
you guys rehearse?
Oh yeah. He would come down like once a week because he lives up in Highland Lakes or no, by Vernon or something like that.
Right.
And like he would come down once a week. He would bang this old grandma and bring lasagna. They can't make this shit up. He would stop somewhere. He would stop somewhere before practice, and he would come with a big tray of lasagna. I'm like, dude, where'd you get that from,
bro?
that's how we got it.
Yeah.
But
bro, I just stopped by this grandma's house, and
yeah,
I earned it.
That's it. That's basically what it would come.
That's all you need to know. I earned it.
But that's yeah. We practice. I'd say minimum musically, like without the vocals, at least 3 times a week, and then he would come down once a week for like with the vocals about a month, but musically for 2 months, which is crazy. Like they're not that hard of songs, but because like we had to really reteach Sal how to play them, and like we really had to just be tight because it was like I said, it was basically a sold out show because it was a combination of I think Donna's birthday and like some kind of Hell's Angels gathering.
See, the thing that happens here is that you could practice to be tight all you want, but the day of the show, those guys are going to get so hammered that your rehearsals will go out the fucking window by the time it's showtime. You know?
Yeah. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. Yeah. You know?
My friend
because,
Tony's
like, you really
saying,
have high hopes, you know what I mean? And Chubb would talk about doing things like, oh, yeah, we'll record an album, do this.
Yeah. My friend Tony's saying Chud lifted the powerless riff from an Order of the Fly song. I wouldn't know. A song called Succubus. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know either song that well to fucking say one way or the other. Yeah.
Probably. That doesn't surprise me.
Right. Fucking what was
it wouldn't
like how was that operation run? Like was Chud running the whole thing? Like who ran the operation and what was it like?
To say it was an operation is really like you're overstating something that wasn't there. Like it wasn't.
Gotcha.
It wasn't an elaborate plan. Like basically, what it was is Sardonic at the time was me, Ron, Sal, and Merck, and Chud just usually always uses Sardonica as his backing band.
Right.
Because for whatever reason, Salby has this crazy loyal, and Jeff will know that too. Like I don't know what he thinks of Chud because Chud is a user and Chud just uses Sal, but he will always be loyal.
Right.
To Chud. Sal will always be loyal to Chud. I don't know why, but that's how it is. That's how it goes down. I don't question it. I don't try to argue that or anything.
Yeah, is what it is, I guess. Let's back up a bit. How did you get into that mix? Like, why? What happened?
Actually, it was Jason. It was Jason.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I played bass for Mr. Monster, at the 13th anniversary show for Over Your Dead Body,
Right.
November 1st, 2013, and 2013. So we did that show. That was a good time. It was me, Jason, and Dave, and that was a fun time. Like we were tight that show. And I think it was actually, no bias at all, I do think it was Jason's best vocal performance at that show.
Where was this?
That was at Dingbats.
Okay.
And why I say, and I even said this to Jason, like, because how that went down is like we practiced, I think, like 3 or 4 times. He would pick me up in the Frankenstein pickup, and then we went to Johnny Ott's.
Right.
And we practiced in his parents' basement. And I said to Jason, like the first time going down, I was like, dude, like my favorite EP is Deep Dark. Like we should be doing a song for me. He's like, nobody really. He said, nobody really picked up on that. Nobody really liked it. I was like, dude, your vocals on that EP are better than anything else you've done. And he said, I appreciate that. I said, don't take this in effect, because I didn't know him well enough at that time to just speak my opinion true. You know what I mean? Like really, like right. Tell him how it was. I was still trying to not walk on eggshells, but I didn't want to offend him.
You're trying to be diplomatic. I get it. Yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, dude, like, it's no offense, but you sang with your real vocals on Deep Dark. On Over Your Dead Body, you were doing something that isn't you. Mm-hmm. And I know people are synonymous, you know, they associate Jason's vocals usually with Over Your Dead Body, but I don't think that was his strongest performance vocally. I think he was still just trying to find what he did. And I think he found kind of what he did on Deep Dark, because if you compare the vocal performance on Deep Dark to anything else Over Your Dead Body, I think it's night and day. I truly do. So at that show, I do think he tried to sing like he did on Deep Dark. And you could compare it, because it's funny. That show, if you listen to anything on YouTube, you could hear his vocals, and then you compare just a year before of them performing, when it was like Paul on drums and JV on guitar, and Jason's singing completely different. I don't know if it was because I said that to him, you should sing how you sang on Deep Dark, but he did.
Maybe. Yeah.
And it's different. It's completely a different tone. Like he's not, you know, he's trying to sing the year prior with kind of like that Glenn, whatever, you know, like you know what I'm trying to say? Like
yeah. Completely agree. Yeah. That he tried to do this crooning weird thing.
But at the show we did, and it's the same kind of tone as on Deep Dark, where I think it's his real voice. That's what I
gotcha.
You know, so I was happy with that show. That was a good time. That was a fun
People are agreeing. My friend Curtis here is saying that Deep Dark is also his favorite Mr. Monster stuff too.
Yeah, I wish he did more of that, but he told me that people hated on it, and I don't know.
I don't know if people hated on it. Maybe he just didn't receive the adulation that he wanted. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see any hate on it. I don't know. Like that's not something I remember of, like, going on my social media and people hating on Deep Dark. It's just, I don't think it didn't get the positive attention that maybe he wanted in his mind. Because he was a very insecure dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
And as we all are, kind of with our own stuff, with our own art,
with our babies.
Yeah, we're all kind of insecure with our shit. So I'm guessing that he just probably didn't receive the positive impact that he wanted. But
yeah.
But I agree. Something similar is we recorded one year. It was probably around the same time that the song Christmas.
And like, Please Come Home.
And he, similar to you, like he just used his real voice. He wasn't trying to do this weird crooning thing. Like he just sang it, and it's one of his better vocal performances that are put down on tape. You know what I mean?
Agree.
So
I agree. You know, I don't know what the switch is like, where he would change.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with that. You know.
Why was Joe not playing those shows? Like what was going on there?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the real reason was. Yeah. All I know is that Jason was
out. Was he mad at Joe?
Yeah, you know, he was mad at Jason was mad at him, and Joe was mad at him. Of course, you know, they made up a couple months later, but
yeah, things like that happen all the fucking time with all of us.
Yeah, but he was he was mad at him. I don't know why he was so mad at him, but he was. And if I remember correctly, I think even what made him even more mad was he wanted Dean on guitar because he wanted to sing it. And JV said, or Joe just said that he didn't want Dean to play with him. So Dean didn't play with him. Dean didn't play guitar with him. And I think that pissed Jason off even more that he...
Right. We had these weird spats of drama that made no sense ever.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the reasoning was. I'm trying to think of that.
I really can't remember either.
I don't know. So, you know.
Well, let's go back again because so you said Jason kind of got you with Chud and all those guys, but how the fuck did you get with Jason?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. He messaged me on Facebook about it. Like, I think we became friendly after Ghouls Night Out. We were talking for a while.
Was it the Blitzkid one or the year
the year after that with Mr. Monster and
Goolsby?
Yeah, it was Goolsby. It was the one where the promo picture is Paul Klein showing his ass. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah, it's that one.
That's awesome.
I think that's the first Goolsby show.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Sure you're right. I didn't get to see it because
you didn't play that?
I was at the merch table for the Goolsby show because at the time Joe was dating Sam Wolf. And Sam Wolf was just like, I want to see the show. I've been sitting at the merch table all day long. Like, I finally want to see. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take it on the chin for the team. You guys can go watch Goolsby. I'll sit here at the merch table. So I didn't get to see Goolsby's first show.
But yeah,
it's fine because I've recorded his next album. So
yeah, no, that was I think that was when I started talking to Jason. It was after that show. We came in contact, and he was real nice. I mean, we became like really, really close friends for a while, and then.
But you guys even too had your own little bit of drama, right? Like there was that infamous night at was at Nick Catarello's place, right?
Yeah. So
what the fuck was that place called?
Shillelagh's Tavern.
Shillelagh's Tavern.
That was 2018 or 2017. We got into a fight because I apologized to him because this is what I said. It wasn't the right place to do it, but I don't feel even now that I was wrong to argue with him about it because there was 3 shows before that.
Okay.
And he was supposed to come out to them because it was right in his neighborhood. Like I played a hometown show in Hasbrook Heights, which is 10 minutes away from him.
Right.
And there was a couple other shows that he said he would come, and then he would just no show after saying he's coming. So like we played this show with him, and he showed up for his set, and then was hanging by the bar when I went on. Like he didn't watch. And I said to him, I was like, dude, like what the fuck? Like you blew me off these past 3 times, and now I'm playing a show with you, and you don't even watch. And he was like, oh, dude, like, and we had words, and it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, like after everything cooled down, I talked to him and I was like, dude, like, I apologize for how I came at you, but I don't feel that I was wrong in saying what I did. It just wasn't the right place.
Right.
And, you know, he said, oh, no hard feelings, you know, but there was no like bad blood in the past. It was just.
It's you're being slaves to the moment. Because, I mean, listen, I've known Jason since 97. So I know, like, the heat of the moment, like, you know, if Jason never changed, like, very hot-blooded, heat of the moment, fucking arguments happening, like, he's gonna fucking puff his feathers, you know what I'm saying? So.
Well, the thing is, like, I said this to somebody else, like, if you didn't have a fight with Jason, were you really that close a friend?
Right, exactly.
I think every close friend of his had a fucking fight with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, no, we were close friends for a while, but then that happened. We remained friendly, but nothing like we were because shortly after that, in retrospect, he passed.
Right.
You know?
So I came like I wasn't a part of the planning for Trioxin Tribute. I was gone. I actually wasn't even supposed to be at the show. I was supposed to be in South America. So my being there was just by
Dumb luck.
Dumb luck, you know. So how did what was your involvement in that, and like what?
Sean Dye hit me up shortly after Jason's wake, because Sean said the last time he saw Mr. Monster was the show that I performed with Jason, and he said like, "No, I would love for you to be on the show." And I said, "Of course, like anything." And originally the way he pitched it to me, it didn't sound like that elaborate of a event. Like, I don't know if he was playing it down, like, but
I think when they were like planning it, that they didn't realize the support that it was going to get. I mean, growing up and being a part of all that, like, we didn't think that we would affect so many people's lives. We were just kids, dude.
Yeah,
we're just doing what the fuck we love doing. In our wildest dreams, like, you couldn't have told me that it would have affected so many fucking people, and that it would carry on to this day and have the effect that it has on people, man. It was never even a thought in my mind, honestly. So with that being said, with Sean too, like, I think when he was planning that show and putting it together, I think it was just like, let's have the community get together and have a show for our friends and the people that love Jason and love the music of Mr. Monster. I don't think even he knew
what it would turn into.
Yeah. And that's why they added the second day. It was only supposed to be that one day, and that was that. But the support was so overwhelming that they had to add that second day.
Yeah, I just wish it, like, I don't know, like it stayed Jason's friends, like, that were on the show. That's my only critique. Like, it's not even a real critique, but like, that's the only thing I wish it stayed more like. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I'll support it no matter what way it is. But
I agree, and then I don't, because, like, I think what it turned into, like, because I know Sean, I talked to him a lot. Jason would have definitely wanted everyone to fucking go ahead and grow the situation
I feel.
And give the rub to other people. You know what I mean? It's not just like, let's let it be this group of friends or whatever. So yeah, I
mean, I understand that aspect, but for the first show, that's what I thought. Like, that's how I imagined it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But it's no skin off my back. I have nothing.
Did you just play with your band that show, or?
Yeah, no, I played as Robby Bloodshed. We opened, we were the third band on the first day, and then we were the band after Hideous on the second day.
So was that like more the after party? I don't remember.
Yeah. It was. Gotcha. It was. I mean, it was good. It was a good time. Yeah, no, that was it. We played the after party on the second day just because they were trying to get, I forget which band it was, but they were trying to get another opening slot for another band, and Sean was like, "Would you rather play the after party like a full set, or like,
pick the full set?"
Yeah, I would rather take the full set. You know what I mean? Just where they're all there. It didn't matter one way. I was happy just playing the first day. Like, it wasn't I wasn't upset either way, even if I didn't play the second day, just because I already got the first day. It doesn't really matter.
I was stoked to see Hideous, because I hadn't seen Mike in a long fucking time, actually. I'm not sure if you know, but I actually played with Hideous in Spy Society 99, long time ago, 2001. And man, it's been a handful of times that I've seen Hideous in person, so I was super stoked to fucking see him there.
How did you get hooked up with that?
So Jason and I did a band called Angelson.
Mm-hmm.
The singer Raphael lived in.
He passed away recently, no?
Yeah, he did. He lived in Ridgefield, and Empire Hideous rehearsed in his basement.
Oh wow!
So most of the stuff was set up for Empire Hideous, and then when Angelson would have rehearsal, we would just like throw our amps on top of the Empire Hideous and stuff. And fucking that's how I got to know all those guys, and we would end up partying with them, go to the Batcave. Ralph was still playing drums for Empire Hideous, so
That's cool.
yeah, so that's how that whole circle became friends, and that's how Mars became the first drummer for Mr. Monster, because I mean Jimmy Skins was Mars's brother.
Got it.
So yeah, that whole circle right there started like everything. That Angelson Foundation was like the start of all of it.
I think the first time I saw Mr. Monster, because they went away for a while, for a number of years, they didn't do anything. The first time I saw them was 2010, I think. It was at the Over Your Dead Body. Or was it 2001? I mean, 2011.
Right. Probably 11, right?
I think so, something like that. But they did that huge Over Your Dead Body anniversary show.
Yeah.
With Germs on bass and Paul on drums. And that was a good time. But that was the first time I saw Mr. Monster. And
well, you were like 5 then, right? So
yeah, just young. I wasn't supposed to, that was not an all age show, dude.
No.
That was but the first time I saw Mike Hideous was a weird. First time I met him was when he was doing the Living American Nightmare doc, and it was him, Michael Graves, Bobby Steele, Erie Von Doyle in that Chiller Theater room.
Oh, the infamous Chiller Theater. Yeah.
That was weird. I was there a couple of days because Alex was playing bass for Bobby at that time. So I hung out with Alex the entire time in that room. And that was a weird vibe.
It had to be a very uncomfortable room because a lot of those guys were like secretly bickering with each other. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, the funniest,
some not so secretly.
Dude, the funniest thing was Bobby was sitting down and all of a sudden Erie, who wasn't even supposed to be there, he wasn't marked on the thing. And I think Chiller has had problems, Erie Vaughn, before. Just lights up a cigarette right next to Bobby. Bobby throws his hands up in the air. He said, I can't be in this room. I can't be breathing in these cigarettes. And he got, because he was married to the mother chick at that
totally
thing.
Remember, yeah.
And she went.
What an absurd thing!
Oh, it was insanity. It was insanity. And she got security, and they had to tell Erie to put out the cigarette. I mean, it was a disaster. So then, as a wedding present to Bobby, Doyle gave him an Annihilator. Bobby's getting teary-eyed. He's real happy. And fucking George is yelling in Doyle's ear, why are you giving him that guitar? And then all of a sudden, George is drunk out of her mind. She's got a beer in her hand. Accidentally spills it on the guitar.
Not surprising. Not surprising.
I was like, oh no. It was just such a like, what the fuck is going on moment.
What a fucking mess that chick is, huh?
Whatever. I don't even know what happened to George.
I don't know. She's definitely probably got an OnlyFans.
Oh God.
You know?
Yeah, I have no clue what the hell happened to her.
Going from the Macho Man to Doyle to...
Dude, what balls do you have to have?
She lost her mind, because if you remember, like, at the end of her and Doyle being together, like, she was, like, begging for money on the internet.
Yeah. I remember she was selling, like, random shit all the time. Like, really hurting McGurn. I don't know why she was hurting McGurn so much.
I don't know. Drugs, probably.
That's crazy. You know?
But she was like, yeah, she's probably selling pussy pics on the fucking... You know.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, nowadays...
Joe actually sent me a video of her solo.
No.
Yeah, super raunch. Solo Gorgeous George, super raunch. I'm like, Joe, like, I understand the novelty of this, but why did you... I don't need to see this.
Dude, what balls does Doyle have to steal Macho Man's girl? I mean, how much?
I don't know. I don't know exactly how much balls it took, because he was deathly afraid of him, and anytime Macho Man was around, Doyle was not.
Dude, but imagine that, like, you stole Macho Man's girl.
Fuck no. And if you know anything about wrestling and Macho Man, that dude was insanely
but
protective
he was
and jealous.
Oh yeah, and he was a madman off the stage. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a character, but it really wasn't. You know what I mean?
No, Macho Man, that was not a character. That dude was insanely jealous and crazy. Crazy.
That's insane to steal his fucking woman.
Michael has a great story about that. Like, he tells it better. I'm not gonna tell his story, but like, he was literally confronted by Randy Savage about where Doyle was, and Michael was just like, and you know, Doyle had taken off.
Yeah.
And Michael was just like, I don't know, man.
Well,
Like,
Ched
he
was
left.
telling me that he came to the hotel room and Ched answered the door. He told me that. Oh, bro, I don't know where he is.
Bro, yeah.
Oh, bro, I don't know, bro.
I think he's with Gorgeous George.
I think that was the night they snuck him out in a kick drum bag.
That's so ridiculous. That's so
I mean,
ridiculous.
I don't blame the guy. Dude,
Right.
You know what's scary is like, dude, you watch those fucking videos of the Misfits in wrestling, and Doyle is a big guy, Jerry's a big guy, but to them, they look like little dolls.
Randy Savage is legitimately a third of the size bigger than Doyle, and Doyle's a big dude. And over the years, he's gotten thicker. I remember that back in the day, he was always buff and built, but he was slender.
Yeah.
These days, Doyle is thick.
Yeah.
Thick. But still does not hold a candle to what Macho Man Savage.
They were just they were just such humongous fucking dudes. You know what I mean?
And tall. People don't understand, like, don't realize how tall wrestlers are. Like,
yeah,
Savage was a beast.
Yeah, that's that. To have been a fly on the wall during that.
Oh my god, dude!
You know,
I don't think they ever had that. I don't think they ever had that confrontation. I don't think that ever happened.
Thankfully for Doyle.
Yeah, he's lucky.
I would not mess with Macho Man.
Yeah. All right, let's see some of these comments. Loki, I gotta get with Mike Hideous on Talkin Brash. I know. I wanted to give Mike Hideous a little space because he just had like a very special podcast for his stuff, so I didn't want to step on top of it. You know, he was either celebrating something or selling something or whatever, so I didn't want to have a podcast too close to his because he was trying to sell something. So I'll get Mike Hideous on here. We got a lot to talk about. Like I said, I've said it plenty times before. I credit Mike Hideous for me taking music a little more seriously, dude. It was the first time I ever heard someone tell me I had to be on time for rehearsal. Like before Mike Hideous, it was like I was always jamming with my friends. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're gonna show up to jam. Let's fucking jam today. And like, no, hey, like Mike Hideous was like, well, we have rehearsal today at 7. I expect everyone to be there at 6:55 and set up and be ready to start playing music at 7. Like, he shifted my mindset to take music as seriously as I should. So yeah, fucking that dude, and just the streams that we've weaved with each other, you know, like him with the Misfits and Michael and all that shit. Fucking, so
what did you think of his time in the Misfits?
I think he got suckered and used. I feel bad for him. I thought he was sold a bag of goods that was never intended. Like, they never intended to follow through with him. Like, never once in their mindset did they think they were going to follow through with Mike Hideous. They used that guy, and that was that.
Should have known. They should have been upfront about being a hired gun.
They should have, but they lied to him. But I mean, it was a shady situation, and they used shady methods to get the point across. Yeah. They wanted to get the point across to Michael Graves that anyone can take your place at any time. So you better fucking do what we want when we want and shut the fuck up. And they used Mike Hideous to send that message.
That's a shame. Yeah. It's craziness.
Let's see. Austin Davis Smith. I think I saw a GoFundMe for Gorgeous George to pay her rent. Yeah, probably. Tony, when I met Gorgeous George, she grabbed me and kissed me on the lips. Ooh. All right.
Get tested.
Dude, Austin is... tell me, Robby, tell me something about Smitty here. Is he like a very naive, innocent type of fella?
He's a ball buster.
Is he a ball buster?
He's the biggest ball buster you meet.
Because every time we talk about anyone, he says... Oh, I saw this band. They seemed a little drunk. He says the same line every time.
You're talking about the big bad there. They were. I love that. He was wasted. That whole band was wasted out of their minds. They
seemed a little drunk.
Hey, I love Zach. Zach's a good dude, but Man, they were crazy that night. They were and that was a crazy show. We played that. So it was Robby Bloodshed, the Big Bad, and Children of October in Philadelphia, and
Right.
we were playing, and all of a sudden it was insane. I've never seen such a crazy city before. Like, we must have been in an insane part of Philadelphia, but
Well, it's all of Philadelphia is insane.
yeah, dude, this was real insane because when the Big Bad went on, midway through their set, like, you just fucking hear sirens going off and whatnot. Everybody's shutting the shutters. There was a riot outside mid-set, an actual full-blown riot. And I mean, I've never seen anything like this. There was like, there were SWAT team coming out and just like picking up people. I don't know what the hell was going on, but something was going down mid-set of the Big Bad. And yeah, they were there. They were feeling good that night.
You know, actually, the first time I ever got blackout drunk was in Philadelphia. I was a sophomore in high school and went to a college party in Philly. And we had this basement show. And bro, like, yeah, I had never, at that point in my life, I'd never gotten so drunk. Like, I had been drunk before that. I was 15 and I went to this fucking party in Philly, and it was the first time I had gotten blackout drunk.
First time I got blackout drunk was with an old mutual friend of ours. They took me to see Michael Graves, and it was at Europa, but it wasn't the time that we went. It was a different time. And I mean, I blacked out drunk. I was fucking bananas.
Right on.
Bananas. I'm surprised they let me in because, like I said, that wasn't an all-age show, but
yeah,
that's crazy.
Let's see. Dicko North. So Dicko North is a regular on the podcast. He's from Alberta, Canada. He's also commenting on Smitty, saying that people are always a little drunk.
Smitty, he's on the right there. They were feeling good that night.
Let's see, Jeremy. I saw Gorgeous George once during a Gorgeous Frankenstein set. First tour, she was nuts. Yeah. I can't believe that Doyle agreed to have her dancing on the stage. Like, that to me is bizarre.
I heard that they were supposed to get together with the Misfits, and he wanted George to come along. I mean, that's just rumor, but I've heard that Doyle wanted to go back with Jerry, but he wanted George, and Jerry wasn't having it.
I don't put it past that to be true.
Nah, Doyle always becomes pussy whipped all the time. Any girl he's with.
Jay on YouTube is, what the fuck did I just tune into? Jersey misses your crazy ass. Are you talking to me? Jay, who are you? It's just a letter, yeah.
Oh, God.
Tell me your name. Anyway, Smitty, Mike Hideous is on a podcast called The Michael Deacon Program. He's a co-host. They talk about politics. Great.
Right.
The last thing I need in my life is another Michael talking about politics. I'm sorry, I just don't need.
You already know it's going to be insane.
Right.
You already know.
I saw Robby Bloodshed in Philly last year. He seemed very sober.
I was very sober at that show. I was very sober.
I wonder what people say about me at every show, because, like, honestly, like,
well, I remember a time you got roofied at a show.
Go on, do tell.
I remember. I forgot
was
where.
I think it was it by an old. Was it by an old mutual friend of ours?
Yeah, I think so.
The same old mutual friend that you blacked out on. Maybe you got roofied too, motherfucker.
No, I was hanging out with the mutual friend's niece. But you got roofied by the end.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, dude. Let me tell you about this mutual friend that I found out as fact for sure, 100%, not 99.999, 100% that she A, tried to catfish me, B, was stalking me with fake profiles, fake names, fake phone numbers, fake everything to try to keep tabs on me. The old mutual friend was legitimately crazy. Legitimately.
I thought you got roofied by a dude though that show.
It was probably definitely.
Yeah, that's what what. Now that I'm remembering it, she said that it was a dude that roofied it. So definitely you. You
It was
definitely,
definitely
you
her.
almost got date raped, man.
I probably almost did. Yeah, dude. My God, what a weird time in my life to be stalked. I've never like. Why would someone stalk me? Like, and I was so nice to her. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't make sense to me.
That's I have no comment on that. I really don't.
Right? There's nothing much to say.
I don't know what to
Yeah.
say there.
But, dude, without a shadow of a doubt, 100%, what I just told you is a fact. Like, I'm not making it up. It was crazy.
I got no comment. I really
Yeah.
don't. That's something.
So, let's see. Fuck, my nipples could cut glass right now. Oh, you're in Alberta. That's right. I just walked outside in shorts and a t-shirt to take the garbage out, and it's negative 28 degrees here.
Yeah,
Dude, I do not envy anyone that's in Alberta, Canada right now. Fuck
no.
that.
I don't even like being in Jersey right now. It's freaking 34 degrees. You know what I mean?
Oh, mi gente, Jay. So Jay is my friend Jay Nice. She used to live 2 houses over from me.
Okay.
Mi gente. Dude, I miss you, and I'm definitely going to take a trip back up to the hood. Hopefully I can stay at your house because I have nowhere else to stay because I sold my house. But yeah, dude, we got to fucking hang out. I just, I got to make sure the money situation is right, and then I'm going to come up to Jersey and hang out with Jay Nice.
Whatever happened to Jay McKnight? I haven't heard anything from that guy in a long time.
Dude, your guess is as good as mine, man.
Well, weren't
like I
you
said,
guys all boys like for a while?
I mean, we had at some point I played a. Not only did I play, but we threw it. We threw
a benefit show, right?
A benefit show,
and it was
for
Gotham
him.
Road.
Yeah,
I remember Michael looked so upset. He looked like he'd rather be kicking puppies than playing
probably,
show.
Probably.
He was just like went on stage and his fucking.
Well, I think it was cold as shit. Is why he looked like that. Because he was actually wearing like a full he was wearing a hoodie with like another hoodie underneath it, and he was wearing gloves on stage, and we could still see our breath on the stage.
Yeah, I remember that show, but yeah, I haven't seen Jay. Last time I saw Jay was at Jason's wake. He was always very nice to me, but yeah, I mean, he fell off face the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I moved to Nashville 5 years ago, so like, fuck if I know what Jay's doing.
Yeah.
Jay Saccone, everybody. Jay Saccone. Let's see, Jesse Woodward. Man, what have I tuned into? What are we? Well, hold on. Are we saying things that are too crazy? Like I don't understand. I think this is just perfectly fine. Every time I saw you in Vegas or in California, Darrow and Graves, you know how to party. Nothing but a good time. Thank you. Yeah, so partying. I do have like a doctorate at partying.
Well, I remember
all around the world.
I remember that video Doomsday put out.
Right. We can't say the name anymore, otherwise we get canceled. I don't think you could say so easily raped anymore.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't.
Right.
But yeah, I remember that video. It was just everybody drinking Rumplemans.
Right. Kate saying hello. Yeah, dude. By the way, recording that was insane. Like, you look at that video and like, oh, this is a lot of like. These days are really like spread far apart, and like they're just taking all footage of them drinking Rumplemans. No. We bought so many bottles of Rumplemans.
That'd be expensive.
Oh yeah, totally. But I was working for Sony at the time. I had a really cush job. I had a lot of money. Fucking let's go all out here, and we were timing how fast it would take us to finish a bottle with everyone there, dude. And like I think the first bottle was finished within 3 minutes.
That's insane.
And we just had more bottles to fucking we were just fucking going down. It was my birthday, so I think people also bought me bottles and brought them over to the house.
Got it.
Yeah, but we had a stopwatch there timing how fast we would finish bottles. Not only that, we were recording one of the Doomsday demos in my bedroom upstairs while the party was raging downstairs. So we were recording the record.
That's crazy.
While we were partying, yeah.
Where did you guys record that?
So the drums were all done at Brady Street.
Oh, that was Brady Street.
Yeah.
And Jake played on it, right?
Yeah. And then that first record, we did the guitars in my bedroom. Brian Kellner's little brother, Steve Kellner, he brought over Pro Tools and he recorded all the guitars in my house.
Got it.
And then
the production on that was pretty slick.
I forget where we did vocals. I don't remember. Even to this day, I don't know. But you know what? I think we did the vocals in my
bedroom.
In my bathroom. Yeah.
Okay.
But I know my guitar cabs. So you think that we recorded the guitars in my bedroom? Everyone thinks that we did, some sort of amp modeling. No, we had real amps. My guitar cabs were in the bathroom, mic'd in the bathroom. So we had like a separate isolation. My bathroom was the isolation booth for the guitar cabs.
Nothing wrong with that. When we did Running Out of Time, a lot of that was right by Mark's bathroom, and then we would record it from his bedroom into the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Guitars are relatively easier to record than like drums, or
especially these days.
Yeah,
dude, I can get it. The sound that I get right here, sitting right here, it's so absurd. I wish I had like these capabilities back in 2004, because right now I can really do any style from right here in this chair.
Dude, even just from like 2011 or 12, like when I first recorded with Steve Sade was like 2012, 2013.
Yeah, you're right, because I can get a better tone right now here than I did on Plastic Smile.
But even like, I just mean storage. Like he erased a lot of those things, and I'm like,
really?
Oh no, he doesn't have them anymore. Because, well, if you remember, like space was a big commodity back then, like, compared to now. Nowadays, you're gonna get a terabyte and no problem. But back then, like, because he was having a lot of bands at that time, I'm sure.
I actually remember we bought a hard drive.
Really? I wish I did. I wasn't thinking of that. You know, because I asked him a couple of years ago. I was like, "Hey, do you have any of the projects?" Like, and he's like, "Dude, like, it's all gone." I was like, "Fuck," you know. Because I mean, I hate not having like the projects from whenever throughout. That's the one thing. Like these past like 3-4 albums, or past I'd say 3 albums.
Yeah.
I have the projects for in case anything. You know what I mean? Because think about it. I mean, back in the day, they would just give you tapes, or they would give you the reel. You know that.
Yeah, they would give us the reels. Yeah. Actually, our first Angel Sin thing were done on 2-inch reels. So yeah,
that's awesome.
We actually did it on 2-inch reels, which was so expensive.
Yeah.
Like we could have done it on like 1/2 inch. No, we decided, well, Metallica did it on 2-inch reels. We should do it on 2-inch reels. Worst mistake of our lives. So expensive.
Oh man, what do you think? Listening back to the Angels and stuff.
So immature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So immature. But also like, man, it's a good introduction to recording and learning how to, be a musician and learning how to record and shit like that. Like that, it was good to get it out of the way then. To get my first recording session out of the way, because I had no idea how to record these tracks, dude. If I recorded that same album over again now, so many things I would do differently. But I probably wouldn't know that unless I fucked it all up that first
of course.
time.
It's all trial and error.
Yeah.
You know?
Like just trying to play guitar parts consecutively that didn't fit. Like some of them should have bled out while the others started.
Yeah.
Just stupid shit like that you
that's
don't
all
know.
That's all about learning. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure nobody recorded perfect their first time,
And the content was just totally immature. I mean, we were 18, 19 years old at the time that we wrote those songs. And, like, back then we were having this band beef with this band called Witch Moon. And it was, like, real band beef, dude. Like, I actually, this kid Craig, who sang for Witch Moon, I went to he worked at this place, Class Act in Waldwick. It was a rehearsal studio. And I went there while he was working and just beat the ever-living shit out of him. Because I hated him. Like, I think he had, like, hooked up with, like, my then-girlfriend or whatever.
God.
And I didn't even care about this broad, you know what I mean? But, like, I wanted any excuse to just be mad at this kid. Yeah, and beat him up. And I went there. I beat the shit out of him. And then Jason, who went with me, we actually had a getaway driver for that, too. my friend Tom, who played in Graves. Jason was like, "Yo, you owe me like $250, so I'm taking your guitar." So I beat him up. Jason took his guitar, and
Fuck.
we bashed out his taillights with his own guitar.
Amazing.
And then hopped in the car with Tom, who played in Graves, the original Graves. We hopped in his car, and he fucking took us out of there.
Amazing.
We were gonna go back the next day. No, we did go back the next day to do it again, but that motherfucker had the cops waiting for us.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess he was afraid and knew that we were probably gonna come back.
Did they ever make anything of themselves like that band?
No.
Those guys never went on to do anything.
No, nothing. But like, like we wrote a song about them it's on the Angelson record. Like we had a legit band beef that we were going hardcore about it, dude.
It's like freaking Eazy and Dr. Dre at one point.
Yeah, dude. Like totally.
Oh God, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, but that's the shit that you do when you're 18, you know?
Yeah. You already know that I'm fucking always. I don't know how I get involved with beef with people. It's calmed down over the years. It really has. Like, you know what it is? Like, I don't buy into anything anymore. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, listen, even from when you were younger, you've always been more mature than I was, for sure. 100%. Like, you've always been a mature young person.
Man, the thing is, like, once I turned, like, 18, I realized, like, there's no reason to feed into people talking shit.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like,
no.
I just don't care. You know what I mean? There have been people talk nonsense. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And
I wish I had that attitude from the beginning, but I was just such a high testosterone little boy that I really just couldn't wait to just lay it on someone. Honestly.
I feel it. I mean, I was that way when I was a little younger, like 15, 16. Like, I would look to argue with people. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth the time. And that's why, like, when I see people still online that are adults, like, just arguing over nonsense, it's like, dude, how did you not figure this out in life yet? Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
How are you still operating?
Especially these days, like the environment that I grew up in, it was kind of endorsed to be a badass and want to get into fights all the time. Dude, the first few years of me touring, like, I was legitimately in bar brawls that you've seen in movies. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the kind of shit that was happening all the time. The environment that we're in now is like very like against all of that. You know what I mean? So there's no excuse now to fucking partake in any of that shit. You know what I mean?
Just not worth it, you know?
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
The same thing with politics. Like, I never talk politics. I used to when I was younger because I didn't know shit. But now,
well, here's my thing about that. The politics thing is that I'm not a political science major. I didn't go to school for politics. I am not a politician. I barely know how to play guitar. So if you're looking for a real opinion on what's going on in the world regarding politics, I'm not your fucking guy. I don't know shit. I'm an idiot about it, so I'm not gonna say anything about it.
I fully hear you, dude. Like, I didn't go to school for politics. That's not what my life is dictated around. So there's no real reason to talk about. And in my opinion, music, I don't write about politics. So why should I even spew my politics? Because the thing is, I'm just gonna upset fans, or upset friends. Like, I don't care enough about it to do that. You know what I mean? And plus, like, I have my views. I'm pretty centered. Like, I'm a pragmatist with it. Right. I don't have right views. I don't have left views. I'm in the middle. So I'm just going to upset everybody if I just talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
that's
I don't
exactly how I feel. I feel the same way that you do. Like, I feel like I actually don't have a home.
Yeah.
I don't have a place where I can be comfortable saying what I want, because
exactly
everyone will disagree with me because I am so like teetering
that's
on
the way
center.
You should be, in my opinion, because when you start to toe things, when you start to toe a party line, that's when it becomes muddy. Mm-hmm. If you have a level-headed and you're in the center and you can see both sides, that's when shit will get done. But this country will never do that. But that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
About it.
Let's see. Me and this is Smitty. Me and Robbie went to Sopranos Con last year. We met Uncle Paulie from Rocky. That's a very random thing to say. All right.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. My friend Jeremy. The last time I saw you, Loki, I asked you if I can get Rumplemans, and you straight told me you don't want me to drink that, and you made me drink 3 shots of Jameson instead.
Wow.
You know what? That's honestly, I did you a favor because A, Rumplemans is stronger. B, it's full of sugar. And you'll just get a crazy hangover the next day. And people underestimate Rumplemans. Like, they're like, oh, it tastes minty and delicious and sugary. I could probably drink a lot of this.
I don't think I've ever had Rumplemans.
Rumplemans is 120 proof, while Jameson's only like 70 or 80 proof.
Okay.
So
and I've had Jameson, but I've never.
I probably did you a favor by making you drink Jameson and not Rumpleman. So you're welcome.
I never had Rumplemans. I mean,
yeah.
I like girly drinks, man. Like I do. I'd rather something sweet. If I have hard, I'll freaking drink a Fireball. I don't care.
I can't do the Fireball, dude.
No,
it's also too sweet. Also,
dude,
I'd rather just be an
easier.
old man. I'd rather be an old man and drink whiskey. My friend Jay Nice knows. Like, I used to just show up at her house with a bottle of fucking Green Label Jack and just
freaking animal
straight out of the bottle. Like, yeah. Jay Nice, I miss you. I miss you, Jay Nice. Let's see. Dicko North. Robbie, what's your thoughts on Danzig singing Elvis songs?
I like a bunch of songs from it. I do. Everybody's gonna say like the production's whatever, but for that instance, I don't necessarily mind because of the vibe of the songs. Like if it was an actual full out like metal album or something like that, you need the production. But for those kind of just like raw tracks, I didn't mind the production, and I think his vocals on a bunch of the tracks are really good. Like,
right,
this song called
was
Pocket
it supposed to be raw? Was it like sold to be like okay?
Yeah, like even like the album art is supposed to look like an old 45 and whatnot. Right. The one song, Pocket Full of Rainbows, is an amazing track. There's a couple songs where I'll be honest, I think I've seen you post this years ago too. Tommy Victor doesn't do nothing for me. He does nothing for me. He could be the nicest guy on the planet.
Bro, let me tell you, I have been talking to people that know Danzig and that are close in his crew, and I've asked for numbers for Crazy Craig that's very close to Glenn. And,
yep.
Bro, I've been overtly trying to get into the Danzig camp to take over Victor's spot because he is like you. He does nothing for me. He's terrible.
He could be the nicest guy in the world. Like, I don't know him personally. He could be the nicest guy. I don't know. But his guitar is just not what I like.
It's no. I don't think it's what anyone. I don't think it's what anyone likes.
I don't know why Glenn really keeps him around.
I've been saying it for years, dude. I've been straight up about it. Like, I've asked, can I be in the same? I want to take over Tommy Victor's spot.
I remember you posting that years ago. Like, yo, who's got the hiccup? Let me get.
Yeah. Let me get it. Let me get it, dude. I got this.
Yeah, I mean, that's my only complaint with the album is there's a couple of times Tommy does a solo and I'm like, nah. That's literally my only complaint with the album. Yeah. And that's but overall, the album's really good. Like, I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, I wasn't expecting anything over the top. Like, for just a stripped down little Elvis covers album, it was fun.
Someone's asking you about the production. What do you think of the production of Skeletons and Black Laden Crown?
Black Laden Crown is not what I would do. It's not what I would do. Skeletons, there's a couple of, I think
I gotta tell you, I haven't heard 1 second of Black Laden Crown.
The songs are not bad. It's just the production is not what I would do. You know what I mean? Like, that's me personally. Like, I don't know what the thought process is behind it or why it was approached that way, but I don't know. But
so what they do? Tell me, because honestly, I haven't heard literally 1 second.
It sounds very like a demo, like a rough mix. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I do think if it was like polished up a little bit and like done a little more modern, not saying like autotune or anything like that, but if it was polished up a little bit, it would be a classic Danzig album.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. If it was.
So the songs are strong, but the production is not?
In my opinion. In
yeah.
my opinion. I think the same thing with Skeletons. But the thing is with Skeletons
that's weird because sometimes if the songs are that strong,
the
you
vocals
can turn away.
Like a couple of songs, the vocals are so overtly loud and like it's weird. It's weird. I don't know what the process was with mixing it, but it just kind of overtakes it. But Skeletons, what's weird about that is,
hold on, let me interrupt you 1 second. Janice, text me. Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead.
Skeletons, there is a bunch of songs that the mixing is okay, like it's well done. It sounds like a nice punk rock song. But then there's a couple of songs, because I think it was mixed and recorded at totally different years, it sounds weird. Right. You know what I mean? Like the song Devil's Angels that he did was recorded early 2012. Sounds awesome. It sounds like a Misfits track. Right. Like it's awesome. But then like NIB is mixed totally different, and it's like I don't know what went into that. You know what I mean? So it's weird. It's weird.
Let's see. My friend Dicko North. I could give a shit about politics. Just live your life and be good to others.
Truth.
Spoken like a true Canadian. Okay. And then he said Fireball is life. I disagree.
Nah, anyway. Fireball, dude, is pretty. If you're just trying to, get a little drunk, like I don't drink often ever. Like I really, it's
me neither.
It's a rare occurrence. So when I do, I don't go for the manly stuff, man. I go for that sweet little Fireball.
Jeremy saying, thanks. I never had it. I used to talk about Rumpelman. Still haven't. But I always saw JV with it. Funny story about JV is that he would not touch Rumpelmans for years and years and years. In fact, he didn't touch it so much that that Gotham Road reunion tour that you saw, we were in the backstage and we were all drinking. We're having a shot of Rumpelmans right before we went on the stage, and he goes, he never wanted to drink it. He never wanted to touch the stuff. And I'm like, Joe, no, come on. This is for camaraderie. Let's fucking do this together. We're about to go on stage. Like after 10 years of never doing this, come on, let's do this. Joe wouldn't take the shot of Rumpelmans.
Wow.
And I had a full drink of Jack and Coke, a double, in my hand, and I threw, like, in the soap operas when they smash fucking water in someone's face?
Yeah.
Well, I did that to Joe, and dude, it hit, dude, the liquid made a sound on his face. That's how hard the liquid hit his face. It was just like, yeah. And he was so mad. So mad.
Oh, man, that's hardcore.
Yeah. But that's how much Joe didn't want to drink Rumpelmans back then. Now he's like the fucking ambassador of Rumpelmans, dude.
I've never had it.
Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Smitty saying he drank a lot of Twisted Teas with Robby.
Yeah, after his wedding, we drank a lot of Twisted. Like I said, I don't drink, so Twisted Teas. Hey, you ever have Twisted Teas?
I have. That's like usually your last resort. I don't like sugary shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, dude, you drink a couple of those, you don't realize how strong they hit your ass hard.
Yeah.
They do.
Let's see. Is It So Strange on the Elvis record is my favorite.
It's a good one. Like I said, the Elvis record's not bad. I got a lot of unnecessary hate, I feel.
Todd Youth was my favorite guitar player.
Todd Youth is amazing.
He said after Christ.
100% agree. The best lineup after the classic one was Luciferi, the 7, with Todd Youth and
who played on 6?
6 was I want to say Tommy Victor did 6.
Really?
Yeah, maybe not.
'Cause I don't remember. I don't remember too many harmonics. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know Tommy Victor toured on 6.
Gotcha.
But 7 was Todd Youth. What's his name on bass? Fuck, what's his freaking name? Howie Pyro.
Right.
And drums was what's his name? Josh. No, not Josh. What's Castillo? What's his first name?
That's a good question.
Castillo. What the hell is his first name? What's his
Jeff Chambers is on guitar on 666.
Okay. I know Todd Youth. Tommy Victor toured on that though.
Right.
But yeah, 6 is not bad. It's just not what I would expect.
Right.
I think I was talking about this with Jeff from us the other day. I think Ashes from Danzig 5 is one of Glenn's best vocal performances. I don't know if you know that track.
I do. It is one of the better ones, but I will say I think his best vocal performance was Less Than Zero.
You and I, yeah. You and me.
You and me, yeah.
Yeah, I love that vocal. But Ashes, there's just something unique about it. It's a gutsy performance because he almost goes falsetto in it a little bit. I enjoy that.
You know how you feel about Jason doing the deep dark stuff?
Uh-huh.
That's how I feel about You and Me. Where
I
Glenn's not trying to fit into this
mold
and this box. Like, he sings the fuck out of that song.
Yeah, it's really. I wish we got an album with that style. Like,
yeah,
that's fun.
And the musicianship on that too, like all of it. It's
really good.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know what's really cool? Speaking of Glenn, the Misfits are releasing Friday. I'm 100% buying it, no matter the price. A Static Age pedal.
What?
Yeah, they're releasing Friday. There's only 138 made, and it has all like settings on. There's like an attitude setting, and all the little things. But it's a static. Like they showed a little preview, and it sounds exactly like Static Age, which is cool because it's a unique tone. It's like a fuzz pedal into a twin Fender.
It is. I could have just told you how to get that tone without. How much are they selling it for?
I don't know. It's a unique tone though, and like it would be cool to have. And even if I didn't like it, you could just sell it, and it would sell.
Yeah.
But
if you want that tone, you could buy an amp that I won't say here, but it's very cheap, and then you could take a Marshall cab and punch a hole into the speakers, and you'll get the same tone.
Well, what he used on that, French Comey used on that album was the fuzz bass with twin reverb Fender, and then he had 2 Gibsons. He had a Les Paul and he had a Explorer.
Right.
But it's a cool tone. Like, it's a very unique. I mean, I think Static Age is the best Misfits record.
Both those guitars actually help a big deal on those records because they are so, especially back then. Those guitars are so thick and deep and heavy.
Yeah,
that they really help out on the tone. Like,
I love the sound of Static Age sonically.
Yeah,
I think it's a great sounding punk rock album.
I don't know if you've picked up a newer Les Paul. They are not built the same way as they were in the fucking 70s.
No, I haven't.
Or the 80s. Like, there's about a fucking 20-pound difference.
Really?
Yeah. Even forget Epiphone. Like a real Les Paul. The guitars are just made way cheaper now, and you can tell in the tone, dude. I have a legit Les Paul, and I actually stopped touring with it for a while because it was just so fucking heavy.
Yeah,
but the tone is so much darker, and like it plays such a role in the tone of that you're getting, dude. Yeah, so those guitars actually play a huge part in the tone.
Yeah, no, those are beautiful guitars. I've been using them lately, my Brian May, obviously, but a lot I've been using it. I got a Telecaster, and I love the sound of a Tele. I'm not a Fender guy, like a Squire. I don't like Strats.
Hold on. Frank Salazar is saying 1380. Is that right?
Wait, what?
For the pedal?
1,000?
1,380.
No way. I don't believe that.
Well, no, he's just saying that for 138. So no, he's probably full of shit. Yeah. There's no way that's true. There's no way that's true.
If it was $138, that'd be a steal, I think, because there's only 138 made.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that I saw that. I want to grab that. even though
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a super unique tone, that's not unachievable. It's still, I would love to have that.
Let's see. Todd Youth, Howie Pyro, Joey C on drums.
Joey Castillo.
Joey Castillo, yeah.
All right.
Johnny Ott did a sick Less Than Zero cover at Trioxin show. Yeah, I mean, the Roy Orbison song that Johnny Ott did was amazing.
Life Fades Away.
Johnny Ott is just an amazing singer. Smitty's saying, "I'll get the pedal. I'm gonna let Robby rent it."
Yeah, you'll let me rent it. All right.
Right. Yeah, I guess I gotta meet this fucking Smitty guy in person for me to
You
actually
probably
know.
met him.
Yeah.
You probably have.
No, but not. Spend time with him and.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's a bull buster, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Fucking A.
But yeah, no, that's
Yeah. So guys, if you have questions for Robby that I haven't thought of that you want to fucking ask him, now's the time to do it because we're running over. Like we're almost 2.5 hours in. So.
Wow, I can't believe we're doing that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there something you wanted to talk about that we didn't hit yet?
I'm trying to think, man. Like, what was I gonna say? I had a question, I think, for you. How did you start with? How did you get involved with the Graves guys? Because I mean, if you were kind of up there, and I mean, it's all North Jersey, but you were north of Jersey than
Right.
Chud and Michael.
So, me and that guy Tom, who was the original guitar player for Graves, before he got the gig, me and Tom were. I don't want to say we were the best two guitar players in North Jersey, but we were the best two guitar players in North Jersey. And we found each other because, like, honestly, I was trying to start a band, but everyone I tried to start a band with wasn't good enough to keep up. Like, I didn't want to be in a band with someone that I had to teach them the parts and then we're getting held back because of their talent. But Tom was actually much better than I was.
Really?
As far as soloing and stuff like that, especially back then. Like, I'm talking about when I was 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He started way younger than I did, and he was just definitely a notch above what I could do, and which is exactly what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to.
We should always want to play with better musicians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we started writing music, and we were way more metal than Angelson was and Mr. Monster, but because we were friends, like Tom actually played when Jason left Angelson, Tom played bass in Angelson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then but Tom, we were always around. Like, Tom helped Jason do production on all the demos before Over Your Dead Body. Like, he hooked them up he hooked them up with engineers, and like one of the demos was recorded at Steve Brown's house, who Steve Brown used to be in Trickster. But a recording where it was Jimmy Skins, Jason, and I forget who else was in there. But yeah, that was done because Tom helped them out with that shit. So anyway, so yeah, me and Tom were, even all throughout those days, we were trying to fucking do this really like heavier thing that wasn't Mr. Monster or Angelson. Fast forward, the Misfits broke up. I was dating a girl that lived directly across the street from Chud's mom's house. And we caught wind that, I would see Chud home a lot more often, and we caught wind that the Misfits broke up or whatever. And I told Tom, like, yo, we need a drummer and singer. The fucking two dudes from the Misfits don't have a band right now. Let's fucking
awesome.
Leave a note on their windshield and fucking see what happens. So, us being two idiot kids from North Jersey, being very brash, left a note on Chud's windshield with a CD of both our guitar playing.
What was on the CD?
Just a bunch of instrumentals.
Okay.
All of our originals. Actually, we weren't asking them to be a part of their band. We were telling Chud
Be in
to
our
be
band.
in our band. Yeah. And so,
That's balls, man.
yeah, dude. So we left this fucking CD with a note on his windshield, and he called Tom back. At the time, dude, I was poor as fuck. I was almost homeless. I was living at Joe's house, but also living at this girl Kelly's house. So I didn't have shit. So Chud actually calls Tom back. He was like, "Yo, kid, I'm not joining your band, but what I hear on this demo is awesome. Do you want to try out for our band? Like, it's gonna be me, Michael, and whoever the fuck else." And I told Tom, I'm like, "Yo, it's cool. Just fucking go to the audition, do what you got to do. But if you make the cut, you have to take me as your guitar tech, or otherwise I'll break both your kneecaps and your hands, and you won't be able to play anything." And at the time, I had a reputation to follow through on those promises. You know what I mean? So he goes there, and I went with him. He shows up, we do the rehearsal, and Tom did great.
That's cool.
And I could tell Chud wanted to keep him. And we did this after the audition. We went to a diner, and we talked. And I could tell right then and there that they were gonna ask Tom to be in the band, because
cool.
Tom was an excellent guitar player. Tom gets the gig for a long time. I guess Chud had his own people in mind to be part of the road crew, and Tom was like, "Dude, I don't know if I can get you in." I'm like, "Bro, I'm telling you,
kneecap coming,
bro. I'm telling you." You will not do this tour if I don't do this tour. And fucking sure shit, I don't know how he did it, but he got me in the door.
That's funny.
And that's how I got into that camp.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that,
Yeah, dude. So I threatened the guy who got the gig to let me on the tour, and that's how I got in.
Oh God. I think the best story that I've heard from that tour, I think you told it briefly on here, was you mean to tell me that we're at Hooters and you got shitty underwear on right now?
No, so he shit his pants before we got to Hooters.
Oh, so you went into the Hooters knowing he had shit in his underwear.
So, dude, I picked Hooters because he had shit in his underwear. So check it out. We had lots of time to kill in Baltimore, and he, unbeknownst to me, he really wanted to see Camden Yards. I didn't know the guy liked baseball at all, but he was like, "Dude,
no,
Camden Yards is here. Let's go to Camden Yards." And no one wanted to go with him, and I'm like, "You know what? I'll take a walk with you. Let's go. I want to see Camden Yards too." So Chud and I walked through the fucking in Baltimore. They have the harbor there, where there's a bunch of really nice stores and shit like that, nice restaurants. We're walking through the harbor. We get to the street, the cross street. Camden Yards is across the street from us. We're waiting for the fucking crosswalk to turn green. And it finally says we can walk. And as he steps foot onto the street, he stops dead in his tracks. And he turns around. He turns around and looks at me like something had just gone terribly wrong. Like he had just seen a ghost. He's just like,
"Oh my God."
I'm like, "What's wrong, dude?" And he goes, "Bro." "Bro, I think I just shit my pants." And I'm like, "What do you mean you think you just shit your pants?"
Oh my God.
And he goes, "I thought it was just going to be a thought, but I just shit my pants." And he's like, "What am I going to do?" So I'm looking around, dude. My eyes are just scanning the scene for everything. And I see a bunch of restaurants and a bunch of bars on the bottom level that we easily could have gone to. We could have gone to anything that I saw on the bottom. But my eyes go quickly up. It's up 2 flights of stairs. And it's a Hooters. And I'm like, the only place I see is the Hooters. So I made him walk up. We could have gone anywhere on the ground level, dude. There was plenty of places to go.
You just had to go to Hooters.
I wanted him to walk up 2 flights of stairs with shit in his pants.
Oh.
So we went to Hooters. This guy walked up 2 flights of stairs with shit in his pants. And I'm like, dude, I don't have any money. I'm your tech. You think I got money? You know, you're paying me. You know what I make. So if I'm gonna fucking come in here into Hooters, you're gonna have to buy me a drink. So he buys me a beer. He goes into the bathroom of Hooters, and he cleans himself up. And apparently, he didn't throw out his fucking dirty underwear. Like he wiped his ass with all the shit in it, and he threw it in the corner of the stall. Like, so he just left it on the floor, and he was so proud of it. So I'm like,
oh my God.
So he comes walking out, and I'm drinking a beer, and he orders himself a beer. And you would think that, like, after you do something like that, like,
you want to bounce.
You want to get the fuck out of... No, he orders himself a beer. He's like... And he goes, bro, I just threw my shitty underwear in the corner of the stall. God. And he's like, someone's going to have to clean that up.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh, my God. And he just fucking drinks the beer like nothing's happened. And I'm like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh, so, God.
We leave Hooters. And he's like, I'm thinking, like, this guy wants to go back to the bus. Like, he was wearing sweatpants at the time. And the sweatpants had a brown stain. Like, there was a brown stain on the sweatpants. So
Jesus Christ,
it seeped. He shat himself so much that it seeped through his underwear and stained his sweatpants.
That's
how much he shit himself.
It wasn't even just like a little nugget or something. It was
it was the Hershey Squirts.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So... I'm like, all right, this guy's going to want to go straight back to the fucking RV. This is it. No. He's like, bro, Hard Rock Cafe's right over there. You want to go? I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, all right, I'll go with you, but are you sure you want to go? And he's like, yeah, let's go. So, dude, we walk into the Hard Rock Cafe, and you know what? Like, they have memorabilia up on the wall.
Yeah.
Even above, like, where people are eating. He is checking shit out, and he's like leaning while people are sitting there eating.
He's leaning over
He's leaning over the table with people there, checking out like the AC/DC guitar or whatever.
Oh my God!
And like he's got brown raisin stripes on his fucking sweatpants.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And I'm like, can we just please go? Can we just please go? So yeah, that was my chud shit his pants story.
Dude, this one time, this was when I was like 15, 16. With
sorry, Jay Nice, I'm sorry for the nightmares. Also, I got your number, and I'll fucking hit you up.
So we were at Sal B's house, and I didn't realize, like, I was naive. Like, I've smoked weed, but I was never a pothead or anything like that. And but there was a batch of brownies out that were weed brownies. So I ate one. I was like, I don't feel anything, man.
Right.
Like, just keep eating them. I'm like, all right. So I had another one. I was like, dude, like, this ain't, what the hell's going on? I don't feel anything. He's like, just keep eating them, bro. I ate about like 6 brownies, and I thought I was gonna die.
6 of them.
Yeah, because he kept telling me. Chud was like, yeah, bro, just eat another brownie. It's okay. I'm 6 brownies deep. Dude, I'm fucking dead. Room was spinning. So that was my first bad experience, thanks to Chud. He was like, yeah, bro, keep eating them.
I wish my friend Jeff was here because he would tell us some stories about, because he's seen, and you know what? I've never told this story either, because my friend Jeff has seen Chud almost die, but I've seen Chud literally almost die. And he date raped himself.
Oh, that's amazing. Amazing. So,
it was fun. It's Jonathan from Vigora. What's up, Jonathan?
Oh, Johnny Gabo.
So we were at this compound in Florida, and I say compound in a legit term. It was a huge property with lots of degenerates living in it. And Chud made friends with this old nasty lady that was on pills and everything else. And so this compound basically had any party favor that we wanted, it was there. Including GHB, which is the date rape drug.
Yeah.
So Chud takes the date rape drug on his own fruition, and like, so you're supposed to take caps of it, right? Like,
yeah.
And I got to admit, I also took GHB that night. But I had done it before, and I knew what I was getting myself into, and I knew how to moderate my intake of GHB. However, Chud did not listen to me because I'm just me. Why would he ever listen to me, right? And he takes like a capful, doesn't feel anything, gives it only like 10 minutes. He's like, I don't feel nothing off this. Takes another capful, waits another 10 minutes, doesn't feel nothing, and then finally does more than what he already took. Like, probably all in all, he probably took 6 capfuls of GHB in a half hour's worth of time. And that dude crawled into this lady's bathroom, locked himself in, and died there for hours. Like, I'm talking 2.5, 3, maybe 4 hours. He just locked himself. No one could use this bathroom for 4 hours because Chud might have been dead for all I know inside this bathroom. God.
That's insane.
My friend Jay is saying three drops will do the trick. Yeah. Well, this guy did 6.
Oh my God.
Dude, this is why it's called a date rape drug, dude. This guy lost all consciousness and was out without knowing what happened for like 4 hours of his life.
That's insane.
Had no clue. Anyone could have done anything to this guy. He wouldn't have known.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think we actually broke the door to get into the bathroom to make sure he was alive.
That's just... I don't know how Chud gets himself into these situations, man.
Well, I don't think he knew what it was, like what he was signing himself up for.
Yeah, but I feel like he's just always getting himself into some kind of situation where it's just madness. Just madness.
I tried telling him. I'm like, bro, you don't want to do any more than 2. He's like, what the fuck do you know, Loki? You know, you're just a fucking guitar tech, okay?
Oh my God.
Just letting you know.
That's insane, dude. The weirdest time I ever had with Chud was like we played. Do you know who Fish is from Sardonica?
Yeah, Fish. Yeah.
He has a shore house with his wife, and like it was just a huge barbecue with like all the neighbors down the shore, like Tom's River. There was just like a million like kids running around and stuff. And Fish wanted the X Word to play. So the X Word, yeah, we played it, and we were there. And I just remember Chud's like, we were just all hanging out before. She's like, let's all take the edge off, bro. And he whips out all his weed. So I take like a little puff, and I didn't realize it was like medical stuff. I'm freaking blazed out of my mind. I'm going to the bathroom, and then all these housewives are like, is this kid high? Because I'm like 15 years old. And there we are. I go outside. The first thing I see when I go outside to the barbecue is Chud playing a tambourine to freaking Cheap Trick, fucking in his bathing suit. And he's singing along to Surrender. I said, oh my God, this is the most insane. How do I get myself into this situation? And
that's what I've said multiple times.
We played that beach barbecue, and it was ridiculous. It's fucking Chud. And first off, Chud can't see. You know this. So he's got his sunglasses on. He's in his short bathing suit, and he sat in like sand or something. So there's sand all over his bathing suit, and it just looks ridiculous. And here we are playing Spider Baby to these little kids at a barbecue high as hell.
That's awful and hilarious. John is saying Chud is the white Bill Cosby. Oh, burn.
Probably.
Probably. Man, this is turning into quite the Chud bashing program. I'm sorry, Chud.
He's got me blocked. He ain't gonna see this.
Listen to me. You say he ain't gonna see it, but he is certainly going to see it. Every time I talk shit about Chud on this program, he knows about it.
You got a rat in here. In your.
I got a rat.
You know what? I've never talked about this, but I don't even care about talking this. But so what did the nail in with Chud and I, and why he blocked me, was Ron Pachi wrote the music for this song, and he brought it to Chud. Chud didn't like it. They never played it out. They didn't like it. And Ron at this point was playing with me a lot. Right. So he said, Robbie, this song's been sitting here for like 5 years. Like we never played it. He's not going to do anything with it. He said, do you want to play it? I said, sure. I said, give me the demo. Let me do my own thing with it. Let me write all the lyrics, write all the harmonies. And we said to Chud, like, hey, like, we're going to put out this song. It's called Under Me. It used to be, like, it was used as an idea in X Word, but you didn't want to do anything. Is it okay? He said, yeah, bro, that's okay. Like, I'm not using it. Okay. 5 months later, I put out this single called Under Me.
Right.
Chud sends me an email saying,
Was it a
like,
cease and desist?
basically that. He said, I can't believe you would do this, bro. He goes, that was going to be an X Word song. I said, dude, I have the text message saying, like, it's perfectly fine. Like, you said it was okay. Like, we didn't use anything that had to do with you. Like, Ron wrote the basics of it, and then I
also, you didn't write it. Yeah.
Exactly. He has nothing to do with it. And he said, wow, you turned out to be a real douchebag, bro. You took the wrong path. And then he blocked me. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is like, I mean, I was good friends with the guy for like a good couple of years. And that's how it ended.
That's how?
Yeah. I never talked
That's what broke the back?
Yeah.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, and then he never talked. He talks shit about me all the time online, and I don't even. This is the first I've ever talked about it publicly. I don't really care though, because
yeah, I don't care either. I mean,
he it's just insane. Like, I don't know his thought process. Like, first off, you really think I'm making enough money that you're going to sue me for this song?
right?
You know what I mean? I didn't know. He's insane, dude. And I said something funny to him. I was like,
Chud's quite the character, dude.
Because this was after the Doyle incident where he bailed like the day before tour. So I was like, after Web of Dharma and now this Doyle thing, you would think you would want to keep your name clear of any drama. And that's what pissed him off.
I played the show the day after he bailed on the tour because Darrow played with them in Connecticut. Yeah,
and then I remember that. I was at that show, and then the next day we played as Robby Bloodshed at Brighton Bar.
Right.
With Doyle.
So yeah, they fucking got the guy from TSOL to play that show. But yeah, Chud bailed on them literally a night or two before that show.
And he was nonchalant about it because I was still friends with Chud at that point. And he was like, I was like, dude, you don't care? He's like, no. I was like, what?
Okay, yeah.
I was like, how could you not care about this? He's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to make any money off it. And what messed up is Alex's story, even, like, because I was good friends with Alex too. Like, he's like, dude, I offered that guy half of my pay cut just to do that tour. And then we could go separate. And he just would not do it. So he would have gotten his pay plus half of Alex's for that tour.
That's crazy.
He just would not do it.
I want to be friends with Alex, but he doesn't like me.
Really?
What are you going to do? Yeah. I think just because I was involved with Michael, and I don't know, there's some crazy secret animosity there, I guess. I don't know. But I'd love to be friends with Alex. I don't know.
Well, I actually have recorded with Alex. We 2 years ago we just rented a studio for the day, and him and I just recorded some shit. He's a nice guy. Like, I don't know what happened with him. I really don't. I've never really asked him that because I know he doesn't like 95 Misfits. So I just never really. If somebody doesn't like it, I try not to bring up the subject. But I know he doesn't like them, so I never brought that up. But yeah, no.
Let's see. Jeff Frommis did a great episode on Chud. The more you know. I didn't see the Frommis episode.
Oh, that's hysterical, dude. That's hysterical. You gotta watch that.
I guess I do. I'm sorry, Jeff. I didn't watch it.
He screwed Jeff over too. He screws everybody over, man.
The garbage pail kid thing.
Yeah. It was a big to do with that.
Listen, like, Jeff's lucky he's not affiliated with that video at all, because
it's stupid,
bro. it's stupid.
I don't understand.
I actually did a reaction video here on me watching the garbage pail kid.
You know what's crazy too is like, he recorded that at a really nice studio, Fox Studios in Rutherford, New Jersey. And the recording quality is not good. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not good.
No, I do better stuff here in my bedroom.
But the thing is, I don't understand how it got that way because it's in a legit studio. Like the Fox Studio. I recorded there with, I did a collaboration with, do you know Rosemary's Babies?
I do. I'll tell you why it's that bad. Because people there don't give a fuck about how it turns out. So there's no one there saying, no, this is a bad idea. They just let him do whatever he wants to do.
That's crazy, though.
I've recorded, so the actual first Graves Web of Dharma sounds like dog shit because they went to a big studio that they didn't give a fuck about how it sounded. Like
Really?
they got paid their hourly rate. They did what they wanted, what Chud and Michael wanted them to do, and that's why it sounds like dog shit. But I've been to a studio where the producers cared, like they cared about what they put their name on.
Steve
And
saying
dude, those demo songs sound better than what they put out on record on Web of Dharma.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I actually said that to Chet once too. I was like, dude, I love that album, but I was like, your drums sound so dry. And he was like, oh, I just wanted to make it a dry album. It's like,
Sound like shit. Yeah.
all right. I wasn't gonna push that, but that's weird. I didn't know that. But, Fox Studio that surprises me because it's a very nice studio. I recorded there, and the stuff that I did with the singer JR from Rosemary's Babies, quality is phenomenal. But then I listened 3 years later after we put that to Chud's thing that was recorded the same exact thing, the same engineer and mixer. It sounds like garbage. It's probably because Chud had his hands in it and was like,
Chud, I've been in a studio with Chud trying to record music, and he absolutely tries to put his hands all over it. And if the guy really doesn't, if the engineer really doesn't care that badly, he'll just let Chud do whatever. He'll let Chud run it into the ground.
yeah.
And they're like, this will never see the light of day. No one will ever know that I was a part of this. So my name's not really being dragged through the mud. Like, this is not going to sell any records, so no one will know that I did this. So they'll just let the guy do it.
What was the nicest studio you ever went to?
It was probably in L.A., and it was with Graves. We recorded a super, super nice studio. Who fucking produced that record?
What album was it?
It wasn't an album.
Oh,
It was the demo for Web of Dharma,
really?
which sounds better than the album.
No shit.
Yeah.
The nicest studio I was ever at was with Sardonica, because I sing and I wrote a track on their album called "Follow Me," and Michael actually sings on that album too. We recorded that at what's that called? Spin.
I've been to Spin. Yeah, I've been to Spin.
That's a beautiful studio, dude.
Yeah.
With Nick Chimbukas.
Yep.
He
I've
mixed.
been to Spin. Great studio. But
Insane.
The place I was in LA was, I mean, state of the art.
Yeah.
It was what you imagine going to a studio in LA is like.
I thought Spin though was pretty much like state of the art.
Let's see, Water Studio in Hoboken, awesome. But the place that Steve Seed works at, bro,
Machine. That was a nice one. I went to.
Awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's not like in a nice area or nothing, but
no, it was a rough area.
Yeah,
it was rough.
But still, the studio itself, amazing.
Yeah.
People are asking me if the studio, the demo exists. Yes, it does exist, and I have it. And I'm probably not gonna ever let anyone listen to it. So go fuck yourself. The song is not good. I don't know what song they were referring to, but whatever. Smitty saying it was a great reaction video to Garbage Pail Kids. You're welcome. You're welcome. Probably the only person in the world to not LOL. Right. You can have $1 million studio, but if you don't have a good producer's ears listening to it, it's garbage. Exactly right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, though.
Who else have you worked with that we can make fun of right now?
It's not even worth it to talk about.
So there is another person.
Oh, you know exactly. I can't say though. I won't.
Hold on. I know the person.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go there because it just starts wars. It just starts wars.
All right, we'll talk about it privately because I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Anyway, anybody else?
I'm trying to think, man. Like, who else would we have worked with? That was mutual. trying to think where this had. It's funny, man. Like we never actually worked together, but we've crossed paths.
A lot of paths, yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to think who else, man.
I think there was that one moment in my life where it was right before I moved to Nashville. Actually, I remember we had like lunch at like Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Yeah. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, man, just keep doing you. You're about to do something awesome. I'm like, you're goddamn right, I
am. What's it called? I'm trying to think, man. I don't know.
All right, who do you want to work with in the future? Like who? Like, do you have your eyes set on someone aside from your band that you want to fucking something that's like within reach?
I want to work with Brian May. He produces bands, and I think they're garbage. Like, not.
Have you had a dialogue at all with him, or?
He knows me.
Okay.
Like, he knows who I am. It's just a matter of getting that set up between, because everything is filtered with him. Like he has people. Exactly. So It's hard to get direct. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I tried to set up through Brian May Guitars, like to meet him at Madison Square Garden, and they said there's just too many obstacles to get to him directly.
In the city, it's too much. You should have picked another city and drove, honestly. Because
I know
the city guest list. That's what the obstacles are. But if you were like, I'll drive 9 hours to go meet him in Cincy, you probably could have done it.
But that's what I really want to do, because he produces bands. Like they're really pop acts. Like there's this one girl band that he works with that are just pop rock, and it's not good. Like he has so much.
Is that mostly what he wants to do, or has done pop?
I think it's just what fell on his lap, really.
Gotcha.
Like I think that's just kind of what happened, but that's what I want to do. I really would love to have him produce like a single or an album or an EP or something, because I think he would understand things that I try to achieve.
Right.
And it's within because like I said, he knows who I am. I know he does. So it's just a matter of, I guess, the right timing or the right, you know what I mean, way to get in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What about you? What do you want to do?
Man, I would love to be my totally not realistic, but my dream is to be locked in a room with Jerry Cantrell and somehow collaborate with Jerry Cantrell.
That would be cool.
That would be the number one thing for me in the world.
Wasn't Glenn and him supposed to do something some years back?
I think so, and I think it never came. It never went.
That would have been cool, though.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Because I think it was right before Alice in Chains, like
reformed.
I think they were reformed, but they didn't know what was going to happen afterwards. And then after that, Alice in Chains just kept making records and stuff like that. But, yeah, if there was one person in the world that I want to work with and collaborate with, total pipe dream, but it would be Jerry Cantrell. That would make I could probably retire after that.
Does he do like producing jobs or like?
I don't know, but he probably could, because I've seen interviews of him talking, but I don't think there's anyone that he's taken under his wing to produce or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
No. But he definitely knows enough about it to do something like that. Let's see, who else that's more realistic? I don't know. Danzig's retiring, so that's out now.
You need to get in there so his last record's with you and not Tommy.
Dude, I think it's out. I think, dude, honestly, Tommy's in there because he loves that guy, so it's...
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know.
Let's see, someone that I could absolutely see myself working with that's totally realistic. Man. It's hard to say at the moment.
Gotta give me something.
I was offered a few things that I can't see. I can't discuss it.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a possibility, but it's a well-known band who's been around for a long time, and I've been in discussions with them, and
that's cool.
Can't say it. Because,
I hope it works out.
Because it might happen, so I can't talk about it.
Weren't you supposed to play guitar with Marky Ramone? Like, wasn't that
He said I was too fat.
Oh, he's got a friggin' wig, so what?
He said I was too fat, bro.
Come on, dude.
I swear to God, that's the reason. He said I was too fat, and then however, he did say that the people that tried out and even played in his band, including Alex and all the guitar players that he's had up to that point, he said I was the closest person to play those songs to Johnny.
Damn, man.
And not only that, he made me come back a few times over, and he put a video camera in front of my hands and on my guitar, and he recorded me playing the song. He told me not to move, just to stand there and play the songs, and he recorded me playing the songs so he could show people what they needed to do in the
You
future.
weren't even fat in that era, though. What the hell was he expecting you to be?
No, I was definitely bigger in that era. This was Darrow days before. I was definitely big. I was like 240 in those days.
Really? I didn't think you were that big.
I was a big boy.
Should have just cut a couple of LBs and fucking.
I didn't know that I was trying out.
Nah.
To me, I thought I was just they were doing a tour in Europe. Their people couldn't make it for rehearsal. They wanted to rehearse.
Got it.
And I thought I was just there to fill a role of rehearsing. It was never brought to my attention that I was there trying out for a band, which apparently I was. I did not know that.
He used different people for every area, right?
But at the time, he was using that Alex Sinclair a lot. Like,
okay.
That was like his main gig. But then for Europe, he was using other people. And I just didn't know. I didn't know. Honestly, I thought I was just there to fill a role of learning the songs for them to rehearse. And I was happy enough to do that, man. Like, I was happy enough to just show up there and jam with Marky Ramone. To me, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's
little
great.
known to me, he was totally judging me, totally auditioning people, and I did not know it. And he asked me to come back so he could record me playing the songs. And then when he was Tommy Hilfiger's brother, like the Tommy Hilfiger, his name is Andy Hilfiger. He's played with like Deep Purple. He's played with a bunch of really big bands. Yeah. So Andy was going to play bass for Blitzkrieg for remember Anthony Bourdain?
Mm-hmm.
So he had a show. It was there was a Christmas special or something.
Okay.
That Andy Hilfiger was going to play bass for, and he asked me to come rehearse Andy Hilfiger and teach him the songs and help him rehearse. So I rehearsed with Marky with Andy Hilfiger and taught Andy how to play Ramone songs.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yet I was too fat to actually play the shows.
Oh,
I just had to teach everyone everything.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, true story. That's actually how it went down. That's
such a annoying freaking reason.
Right.
You know?
I just didn't fit the mold, you know? Like there was a cookie cutter kind of person
skinny
that
punk
he wanted.
rocker.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And I just wasn't that. So.
Yeah, but man, like I
was a fat metalhead.
I don't think you were that fat to be like disqualified from the.
I was disqualified from the Ramones.
Oh man, that's something else.
Yeah.
You know. That's
Let's
ridiculous.
see. Robby's got a ton of professional music videos, but his most important is the video for A Man Up.
Oh my God! Why is it this fucking guy? This is what I mean by ball busting.
So you already know who this is.
Oh, of course.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Johnny Sausage Fingers.
Johnny Sausage Fingers. Was that Johnny?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Glenn and Jerry Cantrell have talked about it since 2000, but haven't done anything. Jerry Cantrell has a guest spot on Danzig 5. I did not know that. What's the guest spot? Tony, let me know what song you guessed it on. Frank Salazar. Fuck yeah, Jerry Cantrell and Loki would be cool. Thank you. ASC is my second favorite band. Awesome. Richard Dicko North. He he loves Tommy's overused pinch harmonics on every single song.
Ugh.
That is, dude. I've seen Tommy Victor play with Danzig so many fucking times, and like, goddamn, dude. Like, why? They don't fit the song. They weren't there to begin with. Why?
The tone is terrible.
The tone is absolute garbage.
Is line 6 basically like gain to 10?
Like, you're in Danzig. You can't get good guitar tone?
Dude, what does it take to get a proper rock tone? What does it take?
Doesn't take much anymore.
What do you need? A tube screamer and a nice Marshall? Like what
the fuck?
What do you need? You know what I mean?
And so your ball buster friend,
What'd he say?
He's making sure I don't forget to talk about your chest hair.
Okay, maybe you want the chest hair.
Yeah. So I think Jeff brought up, he's like, Robbie's got it right. He's doing singles with music videos, and I'm like, well, Jeff, you gotta understand, like, I'm an old fuck. No one wants to see my face. Robbie's a good-looking young guy. He's 23, 24, very attractive. And not only that...
Really put me over.
Not only that, he's fucking dressing up in fucking button-down shirts, and he's making sure that the button-downs are going down to the middle of his stomach, and he's got his chest hair out. I'm like, I ain't got it like that. I don't have it like that. So that's what they're talking about here. Because I've actually mentioned this multiple times.
I love that my chest hair is a topic on your show.
It has made it to the show multiple times.
You guys, I'm surprised you guys never did a music video with Jeff, man. Jeff is great to work with videos.
We did our Darrow our Indiegogo video with Jeff.
No, but I mean like a music video.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it just never worked out. I don't think Darrow has a music video, period.
Dude, like Jeff was even saying, music videos are the way to go.
Yeah.
It's the way people want to listen and watch videos. You know what I mean?
I just told them we're ugly. We're ugly.
Well, I mean, come on, get out of here with that shit.
Dude, it was hard enough to get Darrow at a photo shoot, let alone a music video. And I've talked about this too on the podcast. Like, the photo shoots that Darrow have done, like, they're awful. They're awful. All of them are awful. Like, we look like we don't want to be there. And plus, like, I look like we look like metalheads that are playing punk that don't want to be in this photo shoot.
The thing is, man, like, that's the one thing that I really am anal retentive about with Robby Bloodshed is, like, we got to look the part. You got to look.
Darrow did not look the part.
I feel like that's the part of the whole package. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I love photo shoots. I love music videos, and I love when everybody looks uniform but still individual. Like,
right.
I feel like that's what makes bands memorable. Like, I'm sure everybody's favorite bands usually have a uniform look, even though each character.
It's funny because live we did, but like individually showing up to a photo shoot, we didn't dress up like we played. Like,
you didn't have like a game plan ahead.
Like what? Like when I play a show, I don't dress up like I go to rehearsal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of these photo shoots would be like, oh yeah, we'll do it after rehearsal. And like, to me, like, my individuality is I'm a jock, B, a metalhead, C, I love fucking hardcore rap. And so most of the time I'd be either wearing an NWA shirt or a Wu-Tang shirt, and Joe's fucking wearing his like vintage fucking Sam Haines shirt. And
yeah.
You know, it's just, we were not uniform. We did not look like we should be playing punk rock. Definitely not punk rock. Like, if you looked at us, we were like a fat guy hardcore band.
It's just one of those things, man. Like, I feel like that's one of the main. Like, I hate when bands look like they just came off of work and they're wearing blue jeans and a baseball cap. Right. Like, you guys really don't look like that. You know? But I hate when bands just look like Joe Schmoes. Like,
right.
Like, it's what makes like the Ramones so recognizable in the Misfits, or you know what I mean? They look.
Yeah, you got to look like a musician for sure. You got to look like you're in it to win it.
Yeah.
And I think we definitely did that. We just did not look like what you thought. Like, if you saw just a picture of us and didn't listen to our music, you would think we're either really heavy, hardcore, or metal.
Yeah.
to find out that we were doing punk rock, horror punk, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah,
definitely not that. Definitely not that.
I feel you.
Let's see. As much as I enjoy Glenn, I can't stand Tommy's tone. Cantrell appears on See All. You were come to Silver and Hand of Doom.
No shit.
Yeah, huh? I did not know that. Metalheads and punk rockers don't have to look good.
They do. I did. Who said that?
That's Johnny.
I don't know. I disagree to an extent, man. Like, I think the best punk rock bands look like punk.
Yeah. It depends on what kind of metal, but yeah, punk bands usually do look.
I'm not saying pins and fucking mohawks. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just mean like, have a uniform. I don't know. The distinctive.
Let's see. I just saw Robbie's version of Night We Call Bad Luck. Is that it? That's all you say? Was it good? Was it bad?
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
There was no comment after that. It was just like that's the end of the thought.
Who said it?
My friend Jeremy.
All right. Well, I appreciate you watching it.
Johnny says we weren't getting laid. That's why we joined the band. That's not why I joined the band.
That's good.
Robby went through a lot of eras. First, he was Paulie D from Jersey Shore. Now he's Ralph Macchio.
Oh my God, Paulie D. I heard Ralph Macchio before people said that. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see. Well, actually, to be honest with you, when I was a kid, people called me Ralph Macchio.
Fucking Karate Kid.
Yeah. Motorhead with the example of what a uniform would look like. Yeah, I mean, Motorhead looked awesome. Yeah, they just looked like a bunch of thrash guys who couldn't afford anything.
Yeah, but they looked like, you know what I mean, a cool band. I feel like that was the point I was trying to make. Like, you don't have to dress like super fancy, but you got to look like you belong. Yeah.
Man, I don't agree with the Paulie D thing either. You never look like Paulie D from down.
I never had a blowout.
Yeah. Man, this guy really, yeah.
Who said that, Smitty?
Yeah, that was Smitty.
This fucking guy, all he does is bust my balls. Right. That's why he paid me for his wedding. I didn't do that shit free.
Damn. Is he still paying that off, or is it?
Well, he paid it a lump sum, but it was a nice sum.
Paid in full. All right.
Nah.
For a long time, we thought Smitty was the mole.
Nah, he's not a rat.
Yeah.
No, no. He likes Michael Graves, but he doesn't talk to them or rat.
We thought he was the mole for a little while, but I know now that he's not. But
he's a ball buster.
For a little while, we were skeptical.
If you don't know him in person, his comments seem just super ball busty, but he's a good guy. He's just a ball buster. He should be from New Jersey, but he's Pennsylvanian.
He said the Mr. Monster cover was amazing. I enjoyed it.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go. So yeah.
Thank you. That was fun. That was we shot that video for free.
When was this? Because I actually have not seen that.
So shortly after Jason passed, I was in the studio just writing a song about him. I wanted to get it out, and we recorded that at Brady Street. And I had Mark come down, and we just spent the day recording it. All of us, Alex, Jesse, Mark, and I. And then, like a month later, before he was even mastered, somebody Mark knew in Rhode Island was looking to film a music video for a band for like a web series. And they shot it for free, and it came out really good. So that was the most new thing that we had that we all played on. So we did that song, and that's why we did a music video. But it came out really cool.
That's awesome.
And it was like for a web series that was like bad camera challenge. So they chose like, I don't know, the person from that show like gave him a random camera that was like old and weird. And he shot a music video for it. And it was really cool setup. It was like in a studio, like an actual dance studio. So there's like crazy mirrors and like fogs. It's insane.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I watched that. That came out good. We Sean mixed that. We recorded it at Brady Street.
Fucking Brendan moved to like Nova Scotia or something, so Brady Street's gone, huh?
I think Mikhail still does it though.
Is he?
Yeah, he runs he from what I understand, he runs the show basically at Brady Street.
Gotcha.
He's really good at engineering. He's good.
Right on. Because I mean, Brady Street is Brendan's baby. I mean, because he lived on Brady. That was his house.
Yeah, it's his house.
Yeah. So I know now that he's living in Nova Scotia or wherever, fuck, somewhere in Canada.
Yeah.
But Austin David Smith is like, really? You thought I was the mole? Sorry, dude. Dude, I'm skeptical of everyone. You know what I mean? Until I know for sure everyone's a suspect. So yeah, you were for sure a suspect. You were for sure a suspect because A, you're a wise ass, and B, like, you know, I just don't know. But you're off the suspect list. Dicko North. Hey Loki, I just want to point out the fact that you don't look or feel so tired now that you've been drinking gin. Yeah, thank you, Dicko North. Yeah, appreciate that.
Oh man.
Austin, yeah.
That's good.
Robbie's still paying me for my appearance in the A Plan video.
No. I let him be in a
He says he
video.
gave you what's known in the business as the rub.
Fucking guy. Want to be wrestler cocksucker. No.
Tell this guy he was right about the albino all along. Who's the albino?
What? Who said
That's
this, Smitty?
Johnny. That's Johnny.
The albino?
What albino? I don't fucking know.
Oh, Emily. His ex-girlfriend. I'm thinking about albino. Like, what the hell is he talking about?
I don't know if you wanted us to say her name, but Emily is out in the public now. So
Yeah, fuck that girl.
Fuck that girl.
She's no good. Johnny deserved better.
Damn, son.
Johnny deserved better. Johnny's still watching?
He's still here.
Wow.
Dude, I'm always surprised that after so we've been going 3 hours, 12 minutes. People stick around, bro. I don't know.
I guess we're just interesting people, I guess.
Right? I guess so.
Johnny lives down by you. He's in Georgia. I mean, it's not by you, but it's
right.
Relatively.
Right.
Compared to Rhode Island.
Yeah, we've had he might have been my first guest. I don't know. Like or we tried it when I was learning this whole thing, like he came on and was the first person I actually had on Zoom
going really?
to the podcast. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's just laughing. He's like, "Yeah, Emily wasn't for me."
Except we told Johnny this the whole time, but he lied about it the entire tour.
He says he's moving back up north in 2 weeks. Where are you moving to, Johnny?
You going back to Rhode Island? He probably is.
I guess so.
Oh, good boogie. Oh, John.
Going over 3 hours, Robbie. I think this is it.
All right, my man.
Unless you got something important to say, something to plug.
I think we talked about a lot, my man. You know, we talked about a lot.
Oh, fucking Sharpie. Sharpie just said something.
Ooh, Sharpie's a good guy.
Yeah, he just said, "Oh, damn. Look, I told Robbie to get on your podcast, and now you're here." Yeah.
He said that too. A couple months. He said, "Oh, why didn't you get on Loki's?" I was like, "I didn't even think about it. I said I should ask him."
Yeah. Johnny's saying he's got another future ex-wife up in the north, so he's moving back up north. Dude, don't move anywhere for a chick. Don't do it. Stay in Georgia. Don't move somewhere for a girl. It's not gonna work. You don't learn your lesson, bro.
Well, I'll be. You moving back to East Providence, Johnny?
Yeah, where you going? Give us your address while you're at it. Let everyone fucking.
John.
He's just giving us the smiley emoji. Yeah.
That's great.
All right, whatever you want to do, bud.
Oh God.
Yeah. So what's next on the Robbie agenda? What's going on?
So we have the shows December 5th and then January 16th in Florida. Then we record the EP this spring in the Poconos. We're renting a cabin, so it's going to be a really cool EP. Turned out to be really metal and then really punk, so it's weird. It's a bit of a different. Like
I wouldn't know anything about that.
it's a change up from the Running Out of Time stuff. It's a lot darker. And it's also really cool because I hired. Like,
well, if you need a solo laid down, let me know.
Yeah, I would love to have you on, man. It's cool. Like we hired for a couple of songs. Like I played on piano like a harp piece that I had in mind, so I hired a harp player to play on a couple songs.
That's awesome.
I hired an ocarina player to play on a couple songs. It's
out of here.
Yeah, it's different, but it's dark. It's really dark. So that's what I've been working on. We're gonna finish that in the springtime, and maybe tour at the end of the year, maybe next year. It's just
we'll see what happens.
It's hard to tell, you know what I mean?
Smitty saying I inspired him to start a podcast, the STM podcast. What is STM?
His nickname is Smitty T. Mockingbird.
Gotcha.
Because everybody would just know that. He just would know it.
Yeah. Are you just fucking with me, or are you just saying that, or what?
No, he wants to.
Okay.
He wants to.
What are you going to talk about?
Don't get him started. He thinks he's a legend, so he's gonna.
Is he gonna talk about wrestling? Sounds like he's a wrestling fan. Like,
yeah, he did backyard wrestling some years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's a big wrestler guy.
He seems like the type of guy. Just by the things he says on the comments, it seems like he's a real mark.
He's
a real wrestling mark. I could just tell just by his comments.
Oh, he's a big wrestling dude. He was on a wrestling podcast for a while called the Steel Cage Lounge. I actually did. He hired me. He paid me money to do the theme song for it. So I did the intro song was Steel Cage Lounge. And I did the theme song for that.
Right on.
But yeah, he did that.
Johnny's saying it will be East Providence. So
I call. All right, Johnny. I hope to see you soon then.
Listen, don't get married.
Oh, good boogie.
Word. Well, Robby.
All right.
It's been real, brother.
I appreciate you having me on. This was fun.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah. I want to do like a kind of like a round table of like people that I've had on, because it's already like 3 months since I started this thing, and I've had a lot of people on here. But I want to have like a group discussion of like the crew and people who know each other. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll hook you up in.
Yeah, let me know, dude.
Yeah,
I'm totally down.
Yeah, maybe like me, you, Jeff, and I don't know, someone else.
Yeah,
we'll pick someone else.
Totally.
We'll do like
would love to.
A round table type of thing.
Definitely
not Smitty. We won't have him on. Guys, it's been real. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Go to Loki Guitar Official. There's merch up there. My Patreon page is up there. I'm doing stuff on Patreon currently. I actually stopped myself to do this podcast from working on the Patreon stuff. So you could blame Robby on that. Frank Zalzar, Austin, Johnny, Sharpie, thank you. Jay Nice, thank you. Dicko North. Maybe I'll hit you up in a second to do one last shot, because I think I only have a shot left of this fucking gin here.
Killed that shit, man.
I was thirsty. Guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Curtis, thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Saturday, I will be having... Oh, let's talk about Saturday real quick before I let you go. Saturday, my friend Charlie Corletta has a band called The Silencer from New Jersey. They're heavier. They're all good. But recently, they've been featured on NXT. WWE has the developmental program, NXT. They were on the show. They've been on the show for a couple of weeks strong now. So my friend Charlie, that's now on NXT, will be on the show this Saturday. So come check it out. Should be a fun show. We'll talk about his run-ins with Triple H and Shawn Michaels and everyone else at the crew on NXT. Should be a good time, dude. So this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you there. Robby, stick here for a second.